Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show. Thursday evening, and I'm still on vacation, but I wanted to check in with you guys and discuss Diddy and Cassie, two junkies who were in a tumultuous relationship. Cassie took the stand again today in the trial against Sean Diddy Combs. I have a theory, and I want to, take my time and present this to you. I also want to say that, as I've said with regards to Diddy, don't feel sorry for him. He's too old not to know better. That's not to kick his back in, but he got sloppy somewhere down the line. Earlier today, I spoke to an old friend of mine who was part of the building blocks of the bad boy empire. He was there. This guy was a heavyweight back in the days. He cut me a check for 10 racks when I was publishing my small magazine Around the Way. And I had to ask him about Diddy just to confirm some things before I approach this topic the way I'm going to approach it this evening. Also, let me be clear about Cassie Ventura. In my opinion, she was a deceitful temptress of seduction. And the two of them, what they did together, don't get it twisted, together has caused a lot of harm. And she's now with her third child, so I'll go a little bit easier on her, but her tears do not impress me at all, just so that we're clear, okay? Also, if there's any older men who want to call in and speak to dating younger women and getting caught up, younger women of age, let's have that truthful conversation. I have no interest in dating younger females. I don't. I just, yeah, you have to be 40 plus, maybe even 45 plus. No, I don't have the energy. I sure as hell don't want to argue. I don't want any type of back and forth or anything that disrupts my peace. So I just want to put that on the table. Older gentlemen preferred early with regards to how we are going to approach this topic this evening. Now, Diddy, who has the appearance now of an older man, gray, frail, if you will. He's put on some weight. And Cassie, and they keep saying pop singer. If you ask me, whatever achievement she gained by way of her music, Diddy probably paid for it, to be honest with you. That's how this thing works. You pay for the promotion, you pay for the airplay. There's a whole lot of stuff that is gone by unnoticed. But anyway, so with regards to Diddy, let me just start here because, again, I spoke to a buddy of mine earlier, and I said, hey, man, can you just confirm something because I'm going to go live this evening. I said, when did Diddy become a junkie? He laughed. Because back in the 80s, when we were hanging out at the record labels and Diddy was an intern over at MCA, I was an intern. Well, actually, I wasn't an intern. I was working at WIA, Warner Electra Atlantic. And we used to go to all these different restaurants and the younger crowd, if you will. I'm a few years older than Diddy, but we used to go to Mr. Leo's, a place called Jezebel's. These are restaurants, old school restaurants. B. Smith's. So we were all interacting. And the drug of choice at that particular time was cocaine, a disgusting drug. I know I try to make it funny sometimes when I talk to you folks and I talk about my past, but it was not a laughing matter then. It certainly is not a laughing matter now. But again, I try to be honest with you. So I going to these restaurants, and I'm speaking to, again, my old friend. I said, hey, man, I don't remember Diddy doing coke in those days because we were just so bold with it, at the clubs, restaurants, passing coke, yada, yada, yada. He said, no, man, Diddy wasn't into coke. He said, and I quote, Diddy didn't even drink alcohol. He used to front, as if he were drinking champagne. Diddy was a dancer. Hell of a dancer, and what he has done by way of the hip hop one time culture genre, if you will, Truly was groundbreaking, but he wasn't into coke. So I said, so when did he get into coke? And this guy said to me, he said, probably when he started hanging out with Kim Porter. Now, Kim Porter's gone, and sometimes when people are deceased, they take on this godlike image, and nobody wants to say anything bad about them. But Kim Porter, according to multiple reports, was into cocaine. So did she turn Diddy onto coke? I asked him. He said, well, I don't know that. He said, but they did have a fight one time, and she got the best of Diddy, and he had to go to the hospital, and he got a prescription for Percocets. This guy knows the details. And he said that may have been the beginning of his drug addiction, getting the perks. Maybe he dabbled in coke. Then he said, catch this, he really did love J-Lo because J-Lo wasn't into doing cocaine. I have no proof that she was. I have no proof that she wasn't, but this is what this guy said. So it's making sense to me. I said, wow, okay. Maybe he had to get away from Kim Porter, who in his mind, or it was just a toxic relationship. You guys who know better than me. I do know that he loved Jennifer Lopez, but, you know, we all know what happened with the shooting outside of Club New York. Pow, 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 pow. Huh? J-Lo, for those who remember, was handcuffed to a police bench inside the precinct after they ran the red lights and found the gun, yada, yada, yada. So that was her wake-up call, and I guess she said, hey, this is over with. Anyway, so when did Diddy get into cocaine? Because, again, he wasn't into it in the 80s, and truthfully, even if he were a functioning cocaine user, I don't think that it would have gotten the best of him during the days and the rise of Bad Boy. I can't see that. So let me introduce my theory about Cassie. Now, she has been on the stand testifying. Let me ask you, for those of you who have seen the transcripts, or for those of you who understand their relationship, I don't know all the details of it. Was Cassie already into coke when she met Diddy? Or did she say on the stand that Diddy turned her on to coke? Good evening, troll babies. This is important. This is important. Just give me a second. Give me a second. See, she's trying to push a narrative now that she was, involved, but that she was manipulated. Well, this was a female old enough to know. She was an adult. She wasn't a minor. Did Ryan Leslie turn Cassie on to coke? I have no proof. I'm just asking to be clear. Anyway, they became two junkies. So that's what we're watching, and that's what all the content is about. I have yet to see and hear anything with regards to sex trafficking. Now, you might say, well, he was flying in whores and escorts. Okay, well, technically, those are business transactions. Were they minors coming across state lines? I mean, if they were minors, okay, then there should be some charges with regards to the Mann Act. But I have not seen those types of charges. Again, I'm not saying free Diddy. I just want to do a deep dive of sorts, and I want to get to Cassie's testimony because, again, she's pregnant with her third child, and they are painting Diddy out to be the bad guy. So my question to you, for those of you who fully understand, when did Diddy become hooked on cocaine? And after Cassie, did he gravitate towards Young Miami because she supposedly, allegedly, what was, bringing in the pink cocaine? I could even say to some degree he may, well, aside from getting old and sloppy, maybe he became a victim of Cassie's. Again, Cassie, a deceitful temptress of seduction. Most older guys, who have been in relationships with younger females of age, sometimes you get so caught up and you get confused, as I used to get confused. Is this my girlfriend? Is this my daughter? Why am I screaming at her? I should know better. Why is she hanging up on me, calling me back, texting me, fuck you, fuck you? Then I'm saying, no, fuck you. Why am I threatening to get in the car and drive 40 miles and punch you in your fucking eye? Losing control. Can I get an amen in the live chat if anybody has been through that? Give me a second. Try not to tell on myself. Let's go to area code 215. 215, good evening. You're my first caller. Are you up to speed on what's going on? 215. Good evening.
Hey, Star. How you doing?
Hey, who's this?
This is Sonia from Philadelphia. How are you?
Good, good. Where do you want to start, darling?
Well, let's start with Diddy. This is what I'm kind of thinking the whole trial is about. It started off with Cassie's testimony. She was, called to testify, right?
Yes.
I think it's a lot of smoke and mirrors, what's going on. And everyone's saying, well, this isn't illegal. This is just people, two people freaking, getting their stuff off and stuff like that and everything. And what you do, whatever your kink is, that's you, right? But that's not the end. This is just the beginning. I believe the RICO's on its way. Now, why they're starting off this way to, make a spectacle of her, it's not going to... This is not Cassie versus Diddy. This is Diddy versus the United States. If I'm not, if I'm incorrect, please correct me if I'm wrong. But it's my understanding that there are other charges that are looming and waiting. Now, this is to get everyone's attention. Just like with Shannon Sharp, this is going to go away. Uh-oh. By next week, when this is done on Friday, by Monday, we're going to be on something else with this trial, which is anticipated to continue on for 8 weeks, they say, give or take. So that's my thought. I don't think that Cassie was innocent in this. I do agree that she came in starry-eyed, little young girl. She wasn't I don't know if she was a street smart 19-year-old, who understood what it was. Did she see Puffy and fall in love with him in the life that he probably could provide? Sure, I believe she fell underneath his promise of fame. I believe she got coked out. I believe she was high. I don't believe she's innocent. Okay. I believe that she got to the point where, you know what, this is not for me.
Can I jump in?
Graphic things. Sure, absolutely.
And how old are you, dear? I do research all the time when I'm talking to people.
I'm 58 years old.
Okay, perfect. Might people be feeling sorry for Cassie because of her fair skin? Might they be giving her, the benefit of the doubt because she is, more than likely the object of desire to most dark-skinned males? And if Cassie were dark-skinned, would the public be this sympathetic to her being a victim, so on and so forth?
Absolutely not. If she was dark-skinned, I don't even think she would make it on the stand.
It's a fact.
She's fair-skinned, light-skinned, pretty, but she got
light, bright, and almost white. Now, hold on a second. Hold on. Can I just throw something else at you? Now, they may have put her on the stand first because of the fact that she is pregnant, and if she drops that load, next week or the week after, then she probably wouldn't be able to testify. I'm just assuming. I don't know.
Good point. Didn't think of that.
I do think that her coming out first, they are trying to set the tone with regards to the public and how they want him to be perceived. But I'm just not. I'm kind of like I'm in the middle here. I want the truth, of course, but I'm not giving her a pass. And like some Andre said, who sent in a donation, she's from Connecticut. So let's not act like she's from the Midwest, some little girl who grew up in a small town. Go ahead.
You're 100% right, and good point. I don't think she was naive. She came for a reason. She stayed for a reason. Her parents even knew that he knocked her around here and there, and they left her stay. To go back to your point again with the fair skin, if she was totally white, this would be a whole different. It would be that poor little blonde-headed, pretty little blue-eyed girl. Lord, it'd have been over, and everybody, including some black folks, would have been believing like, oh no. But she's got a little bit too much black in her to get that kind of treatment. So and good point with dropping the baby, possibly get her out the way now, and let's go on. But I'm looking forward to what's coming up down the pipe. That's when the meat and potatoes, the rubber's going to meet the road with those RICO charges and all the things that they confiscated from both his homes. They're not done yet. This is just the beginning.
Let me put something else out there, and then you can land your plane.
Okay.
I think that the case, from what I've read, and I've read through the complaint, I think it's weak. I think they're trying to nail him. He is already jammed up. He didn't get bail. I think that they're hoping that people tell on themselves and on him so that they can add charges later on down the road. You know, RICO in today's world is so wide now in terms of pulling the thread and all these electronic transmissions and people, you know, all of us, we don't even think about the fact that we don't own what we're texting. When it gets out there into the goddamn world, it can be retrieved and it can be used against you. So I just want to say
and will be using it.
And will be. Go ahead, land your plane, darling. Go ahead.
I'm gonna land my plane on this. Stay tuned and wait to see what's going to happen. I believe that there's going to be a few other things that are going to come out. They're going to stick. I don't believe Diddy will be out a free man no time soon. Okay. And I think it's over for him. It's a done.
Thank you, darling.
It's a done deal.
Good to talk to you.
I enjoy your show.
Thank you, darling.
Be blessed.
Bye
Peace.
now. Okay, be blessed. Area code 718. Is that who I think it is? Thursday evening? 718. Yes, no, maybe?
Hi, sir.
Hey.
Sir.
Hey.
Hey, it's Kat.
Hey, girl, how are you?
Fine. It's been a while, I know, but I've been tuning in.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm on vacation technically, but I'm here tonight. What's crack? And I'm saying the two junkies, former lovers, homie lover friends, whatever. The two junkies, out of control. Where do you want to start, Kat?
Boy, today made a twist because I was leaning towards Cassie's side yesterday, and now I'm like, she's just straight smut. And he treated her like the smut that she was. Like, the things that she allowed to happen to her.
Kat, are you on a headset? There's a delay, and it sounds a little crazy, baby. Are you driving, as always?
I'm sorry. Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Let me fix it.
Okay, come on, sugar. Don't kill the vibe. It's early.
Okay, I'm here. Am I better now?
Yeah. Okay, so continue.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I just feel I can't believe everything I've heard and how much I get she wanted his approval, but she just came in like a straight hooker, and he forced her around because she was beautiful, and she's still beautiful.
Oh.
But she's like smut, like whore status, like everything, all the stuff that she allowed to happen to her is just unbelievable, in my opinion.
Kat, you're an older woman, respectfully, and you should know that beauty is skin deep. She's attractive, yes, but that's a lot of the reason why, if you ask me, she was able to do what it is that she did for a decade. And again, I'm not saying, he's innocent, but I'm just saying she knew how to flip this.
I'm in agreement with you.
Come on.
Yes, I'm in agreement with you. And also, I feel like she gives off that innocent, she has a very innocent face and innocent look, and she's quiet, like she looks quiet. And ultimately, I mean, I don't know what to do with her. Like, she just, so if like the other lady was saying, there is a big case against Diddy. They need to just get down to it, because what they're doing right now with her is showing that she was a willing participant. And she was a grown woman at that point. It don't matter if she was 19.
Can I throw you a curveball,
Right.
Kat? Can I throw you a curveball?
Sure.
You're a knowledgeable woman. You've called the show before, and I appreciate your support. You're from the BX, born and raised, yes?
Correct.
Okay. Cassie's from Connecticut.
Yes.
Wave. Where's she from? Gun Wave in New Haven, Bloodsport, Hateford. Where's she from? I forget. Do you know?
I'm sorry. I could Google it right now, but I'm
okay.
If you want me to, but I'm not sure.
Whilst you're Googling, do you know if she was already into coke? I mean, she was hanging with Ryan Leslie, so she was introduced to the industry. Let's not act like she was this wholesome chick here. And you've already said she was beautiful. So respectfully, you fell for the bullshit. Let me look in the live chat. Troll babies, where is Cassie originally from? Since she is the one that the prosecution has brought out first. And thank you for your donation on the screen. Miss Sasha LaRue, thank you so much. Where is she? New London? Oh, good God. Come on. That's what I'm seeing here. What do you got, Kat? Give Kat a sec, okay? Kat, are you there? Are you there, Kat?
Yes, I'm here. I'm so sorry. I don't know how we got disconnected.
It's okay. It's okay. Where's she from?
What was your question to me?
What
was your question to me?
Where is Cassie from? Where's Cassie from, Kat? Where's she from?
Okay. Give me 1 second. It's going to take 1 second.
Okay.
She's from...
They're calling Cassie all sorts of names in the live chat. Okay.
New London, Connecticut.
Okay. You've been up there, yes. You're from the BX. You've hung out in Connecticut.
I've been in jail in Connecticut, but also let me stop. I've been in.
Whoa! Go back. Say what? Come on.
I'm not saying nothing else.
Come on.
But I've been far up in Connecticut. But yeah, I don't know New London like that. But okay. I've been I frequent Stanford and Greenwich.
Okay.
Danbury. I've been.
All right. So let's wrap this up because I got calls coming in. So they're gonna try and get her off the stand before the week is out. Tomorrow is Friday, so I would imagine that they want to, button it up with her and then move on to other witnesses. In your opinion, do you have a choice with regards to, Diddy's the trial, a preference? Land your plane, please.
When you said, do I have a preference as far as what?
Diddy going to the penitentiary for life, 20 years. Let's get right to it, girl. Come on.
I mean, I'm not going to wish that. Unfortunately, I know he's a very he could be very devious or whatever, but I'm not convinced that I would want to wish that on him. No, I don't know, but I'm just saying if people were going along with it because of his power dynamic and his money, she wanted a career. But she's not that talented, but he strung her along.
Bingo.
And she's nice. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying it's just scandalous. Okay. And the stuff that, can I just say this?
I need you to land your plane, Kat. You got 15 seconds,
yes,
please.
I'm landing it right now.
Come on.
I'm landing right now. I don't know how her husband allowed her to go up there and say this nasty things for now her children to have to hear for the rest of their lives.
Good to talk to you, Kat. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Bye. Okay. The podcast with Soul. Thank you for your support. Are you calling in? I want to talk to some older guys with regards to, being the victims of someone like a Cassie. She's now playing the role. She's a hell of an actress, if you ask me. Area code 347. Good evening. Are you there? Late night. We're discussing the testimony of Cassie Ventura and other topics. 347. Okay. Folks, please do not kill the vibe. When we bring you in, let's just get right to it. Are you there? Area code 347. Good evening. Good evening.
Hi. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm good. So how are you?
Good. I'm on vacation.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Where do you want to start?
Wonderful.
Where do you want to start?
I'm going to make it short and sweet.
Okay.
I believe that everything that people have accused Diddy, I believe he did it.
Okay.
Do I believe Diddy should go to jail? Absolutely not. I'm not impressed by Cassie by any means. Cassie, to me, from out the gate, is no victim.
Okay.
I don't care how you slice this pie. I don't care if she's pregnant. I don't care if people find her attractive or all the things. To me, she's just no victim. You don't stay around for 10 years. There's no locks on the doors. And again, like Cassie and her type, AKA, we'll call it the preference.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we call it in the Black community.
Oh, yeah.
The preference.
Oh, yeah.
You got your just reward. You're dating Diddy at the time, or any time. This man is not just a millionaire. They gave him billionaire status. Or you're dating a man of means,
right.
Of great means.
Right.
And that's just what it is. And to date a guy of just a millionaire status, it takes a lot of work, to even be in or run in that circle. I won't even say be in that circle, to run in that circle. Cassie, to me, got the bag. She asked for $30 million. They said they settled at $20 million. Right. She got the bag. I don't even know why she's even on the stand, but I know she did because she would probably be a cult conspirator.
Wasn't she subpoenaed?
If she didn't come forward.
Hold on. Wasn't she subpoenaed to be on the stand?
I think she was subpoenaed, but I think part of the deal, if I remember.
I don't know. I'm asking. Baby, I don't mean to cut you short. I don't know. I'm serious. I'm on vacation. I have not been watching intensely all day. Let me look in the live chat. Was Cassie subpoenaed?
I'm not sure.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
Like I just said, I don't feel she's a victim at all. I think she was there. She didn't work for 10 years. And like the preference, she enjoyed the lifestyle. It's a difference in flying coach in first class as opposed to a private jet.
Facts.
It's different than taking a cruise and you're on a yacht. Mm-hmm. It's a difference. This girl didn't work for 10 years. He's an older man. And my question, and I want them to ask her, how did you survive for 10 years? Where did you live? What did you drive? How do you purchase purses? Where does all that money come from? How much money were you getting for 10 years? I know you didn't stick around for free. How much did you get?
Let me ask you this. For those who have witnessed, their relationship over the years, she was at all the parties meeting every and anybody that could have helped her career flourish, if you will. And if she was so on drugs, as we're finding out, and she got older and got married, it's time to move on. So I'm not mad at her for getting the bag. And again, she testified on the stand that she got 20 million. Yes, I heard you say 20 million.
And I'm not mad at her. Yeah, I'm not mad at her for getting.
Maybe I'm trying to confirm.
However, she got to it.
She said on the stand
she got 20 mil.
20. Okay, I just want to be clear that she said that. But now again, she met everybody. And the talent just wasn't there. The talent wasn't there. So
you don't have to have talent when you're the preference.
Right. Can I land my plane? And I'll let you land yours.
Please.
Okay. So it says to me, I could be wrong, but from the position of an older man, the talent was there. You met everybody. You've done all the freaking. Hell, she initiated the freaking, as younger girls more than likely do with those hormones racing. Him, a fucking junkie, clearly. So, and I said, I've been saying, why didn't he put a ring on it? Maybe she didn't want to get married. What do you think about that?
She did.
What's that?
She wanted to get married. She did. That's why she was there. This is my point, and let me land my plane.
What is your source?
She did.
What is your source?
She thought marriage.
Babe, what is your source? You said she was.
Hold on. Okay. I'll tell you this. I'm 52 years old.
No, give us your source, baby. Baby, give us your source.
Let me tell you. She's been interviewed in the past. And she used to present herself as Puffy's fiance. Okay. She even said on the witness stand she wanted to have babies and get married and just be us. It didn't happen. Cassie's problem and how she and asked this money, I believe she saw young Miami was getting what she felt she deserved.
Right.
She should have gotten minus the beatings.
Okay.
They said she wasn't that friendly to Kim Porter, allegedly, and she thought that if I stick around long enough and Kim Porter passed, I'm up next. It's me. It's going to be me and him, and it didn't happen because he slid in young Miami, who he bought Bentleys for, allegedly, gave monthly money to, allegedly,
Allowance.
took her on Chanel shopping sprees. That's there. And here's Cassie. They said living at home with her parents, with her 3 children and her husband. And she says, oh, he got money now? Oh, he knows how to treat somebody? That should be mine. Oh, she gets a shopping spree minus the beating. Oh, she got a Bentley for her birthday? Oh, he takes her on the yacht? Oh, he's claiming her? Oh, she's at the house with the kids? He never did that for me. You know, she says, oh, I got something for you. Yeah. And here she comes with her lawsuit.
So she did say on the stand that she wanted to be married. Just to be clear, because
yes.
Okay, I haven't been paying attention.
They even asked her, how did you arrive at 30 million and got 20 million? She said, I just picked the number. Right. She just picked the number, she said.
I thank you for your call, darling.
She said she has a husband that doesn't work. She needed money.
Yeah.
She got it.
She got it.
Case closed.
Thank you, darling.
Be well.
Thank you. Okay. She stayed on a code. I appreciate that. But hey, Valerie, I got your donation. Do you want to call in? Phone number's right there on the screen, 848-888-9177. Guys, I can't just open videos and stuff like that, but thank you for your support. Okay, are you calling in? Please know, folks, in case you are tuning in for the first time, I have not been paying close attention to everything. So I'm trying to be educated, honestly. I'm just not going to go with Cassie being a victim and Diddy just the bad ogre. Area code 973. Good evening. Are you there? Late night?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's
up?
Yeah,
I'm here, Irvington, New Jersey.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on, sir?
How are you?
Yeah, so I just want to. I'm good. I just want to add something to this conversation. How I would want to know how many abortions did Cassie have?
I don't know.
And I only say this.
I don't know.
We're right, and I only say this because how many kids did he have?
I don't know. I don't know, sir.
Like probably about 5 or 6.
Okay.
Cassie has 2, 1 in the oven.
Right.
So she never got pregnant in these 10 years, right?
Okay.
So to me, that means that both of them knew exactly what was going on. They were partying together, and that was it. And she was able to get all her money because he didn't necessarily want that out, but then here we are, 2025.
Are you an older man? What is your...
Oh, absolutely. Yes, 71, baby.
You're 71, 71.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So you've had experience with younger girls, I would imagine, throughout your dating history, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't go lower than 23.
Okay. But again,
in back in the day.
Okay, but through your history, have you experienced, young girls being vicious, manipulative? The crying can get them what they want at times. The crying, the screaming, you get caught up. You start losing your goddamn cool. You start acting out of character, throwing shit. It's just crazy.
Yo, Star, you're describing the 90s. That was the 90s, period. That was the 90s and the
80s too.
2000s.
80s
period.
too.
Yeah, 80s too. Yeah, 80s too. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, sir, you're recording the call. It said recording.
No, my
call is no longer being recorded.
Yeah, my
thank you, sir. Thank you. Good night. Let me just get you the fuck out of here. Did you guys hear that? I heard it. What's really good? I got your donation. Hold on a second. If I was Cassie's husband and I heard in 2 days of testimony that my wife was ran through by her gigolos, given STI, urinary tract infection, I would be filing for divorce. Not me, sir. I would ask to get married again. But to each his own. To each his own. The credit dude, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in, sir. Where are you? Okay. What 10K drop? Okay. Oh, you want my location? I'm in Emerald Isle, so I'm not hiding. If you're coming, the only thing I've always said, I'm no tough guy. You got to come shooting. Don't come to talk. Don't come. I don't want to talk. Just come, and we'll take it from there. Hold on a second. Sean G, is that you, sir? Tapped in on a Thursday night. Sean G?
Yo, Star, what's up, baby?
Hey, man, good to hear from you. What's cracking?
Not much, man. I went to the federal trial with Cassie on the stand. I was there for both sessions today, the morning session and the evening session, and I was there yesterday for the morning session and the evening session, and I'm going in the morning.
Nice.
So I came on, I saw you was on it. I said, let me call in and check my man out.
Yeah. I'm trying to get up to speed. Hey, man, where do you want to start? Anything that is of interest to you? What was he feeling like in that courtroom, Sean G?
Well, it's up to you, Star, whatever questions you want to ask. But let me just say this. Let me lead out that I've listened to a couple of your callers that just called in, and they're speaking purely from their emotion, right. And they couldn't have possibly been in the courtroom. I was up on the 24th floor in the overflow, watching it on the TV in real time, watching Cassie on the stand, taking notes. Cassie, before she met Puff, Star, was a successful model. He had already put out an album that had did pretty well. She was dating Ryan Leslie. She was linked up with Tommy Mottola, and she was able to afford a Manhattan apartment before she met Puff.
Okay.
Now, Puff met her at her 21st birthday party, and he kissed her, and then that's where the whole joint jumped off. So the narrative that she was like some kind of broke down bluesy is not the truth. You understand?
I don't think we're putting that out there. I think that, well, me personally, I'm saying that she's a girl from Connecticut who was not this wholesome, innocent girl that they're now trying to make her out to be. But continue. Go ahead.
Ryan Leslie was 10 years older than her.
Right.
Okay. Puffy obviously was older than her. From what I heard, Star, she loved Puff, man. And Puff loved her, man. You understand?
Okay.
I read the prosecution yesterday direct examined her, and they put up emails and text messages onto the screen, and over and over and over, it was both Puff expressing his love to her and her vice versa expressing her love to him. But you are absolutely correct. Both of them niggas got high throughout the whole 11 years. And we're not talking about weed. We're talking about MDMA, GHB, Narco, Percocet, Vicodin, Oxycontin, ecstasy, ketamine, and this was every day. She overdosed at one occasion, and so did Puffy. Puffy overdosed in 2012.
Right.
They both tried to get clean, and what it ended up being, Star Man, it ended up being a codependency relationship, wrapped up in love, wrapped up in some perverted sex. A freak off was nothing more than Cassie and Puffy inviting a male escort. That was the extent of it, versus the way mainstream media put it out there. Like you walk into this house and there's 40 people there, there's rubbers on the floor and that wasn't the case. You understand?
If I can jump in, can I jump in, Sean G? If I can jump in.
Sure you can. It's your show, man.
Yeah.
I'm on your show.
You are close to my age, but you're not 60 yet, right? I forget your late 50s.
I'm 56, 1969.
Okay, 56. All right. So now I don't know your history with drugs at all. But I can tell you,
I'm a recovering drug addict, clean 34. I'm like you. I got caught up sniffing blow in 163rd and St. Nick in Harlem in 1988, 89.
Perfect. So then, is it fair to say that with all that drug use that was going on, more than half of those text messages were influenced by drugs? And cap, when you're coming down off the coke, you say crazy shit because your fluids are fluctuating, your equilibrium. You start crying, right? You start crying and you don't even know why you're crying. So I don't believe everything with regards to the text messages. Let me just say that, but I appreciate you going there. And let me just say this. I think that people who are emotionally connected to this case on the outside, they're looking at it from the way that the prosecution wants them to be. Emotional.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
That's an interesting point, man, that you bring up, because I never thought about it that way, but you're probably right, man, that, a lot of their communication, they were high. Cassie, and let me say this here, Star, let me say this here, man. Yeah. I'm a 56-year-old man. I done dealt with a lot of honeys, man, and I'm a pretty good reader of people.
Right. This
girl, she was on the stand, man. I believe she was genuine, authentic, and she was telling the truth, man. Mm-hmm. They was getting at her today about her jealousy of Kim Porter, and she admitted it. She said, yeah, I wanted to spend Thanksgiving and Christmas with Puff, but he always spent it with Kim Porter. And then I would get even more pissed off when I saw them posting pictures on social media on Christmas and Thanksgiving. And then Puffy had another little honey, some girl named Gina, that he brought to some award show, and people started texting Cassie saying, yo, you look beautiful at this award show. You look nice, and you and Puff look good together. But it was another honey.
Well, hang on, Sean G. Okay, so what I'm hearing is her little high yellow feelings got hurt. Her little high yellow feelings got hurt that Kim Porter, who was, a darker complexion, brown skin, if you will, she was still that bitch. Here you are, young and high yellow, the world at your goddamn feet. And she was jealous of an older cokehead, respectfully, Kim Porter. That's what we're saying here.
Well, I'm gonna let you say that stuff.
I'm saying it. And listen, I appreciate you. I'm not rushing you. Let's take our time with this. But again, you and I are from a different time, man. So we've seen young girls like Cassie and cold-hearted, if you will. She didn't get what she wanted, the babies. So she flipped like a flapjack on Sunday morning, and we have what we have now. But I just want to say some of those things, man, because the text messages that, the outside world or these squares are now looking at and reading. Oh my God, she loved him. Man, let me tell you something. When I was coming down off that shit, man, I was proposing to bitches. So in hopes that they would go get some more shit. I love you. Let's get married. Can you bring over an 8-ball, please? Hey, also before you go, it's 4:17 in the morning. Eyes is wide open. Right. Hey, before you go, did you do a show on your platform, a podcast with Soul, about Prince's welcome home party? Did you do a show on that?
No, who's Prince?
Prince from, artist Prince from Supreme Team. He came home and I heard certain people were not at the party. You didn't do a show on that?
No, I've just been covering the Diddy trial.
Don't worry about it. Okay. Hey, man, so promote your platform and anything else you want to say with regards to the trial. You were there, and I appreciate you, man. Go ahead.
Well, Star, I appreciate you, man. You can follow me on Spotify, The Podcast with Soul. You can follow me on YouTube, The Podcast with Soul. I'm doing in-depth. I'm live in the courtroom on the 24th floor. I met Christian yesterday in the cafeteria. I saw I'll be Sure's son. So I'm reporting what I see, and follow me on Instagram at The Podcast with Soul and Star. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Salute, man. Thank you, Sean G. Okay.
All right. Peace out.
Peace out. Peace out. Folks, does it sound like I'm going in hard on Cassie? You betcha. You betcha. Don't give her a pass because of that light skin, huh? Anybody, an AKA? Huh? An AKA. Those high yellow girls are vicious and not just the entertainment world, but the real world as well. Hold on a second. I thought I saw a caller here from I think it dropped out. Let me go to area code 561. Good evening. Are you there? 561. It's Thursday night.
What's going on, Star? What's going on, Star?
Hey. How are you?
How you doing, man? It's Diaz. What's up, troll babies?
Okay. Where do you want to start, sir?
Well, let's start with, I'm an older man myself. I'm turned 61 this year.
Okay. Look at God.
But
look at God.
I've had my experience with the younger girls way back in the day, but you know, it was different back then because there was no internet. They do shit like,
you got to watch the language, sir. Please watch the language, please.
Yeah. They do stuff like flatten your tires, call the cops to your house, say somebody's getting murdered. Try to sneak around the back way, peeking in your window.
Okay.
But today it's a different kind of story. Today is different because now they got the internet. They can go ahead and just ruin you. Ruin your career. They can ruin you. They can have you up on charges. They
ruin your life.
Themselves up.
Ruin your life.
Yeah, they can ruin your life. And you know what? I heard that Puff did say that. He said that this videotape is going to ruin my life. Yeah. And it did. Now, as far as Cassie goes.
Well, hang on a second. Are you a Diddy hater? Who am I speaking to? You said you're 61 years of age. You a Diddy hater?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not a Diddy hater.
Okay.
I'm not a Diddy hater. I think your showrunner said it perfectly. There were two people, they turned into junkies. At one point in time, they did love each other, and it's just tragic that it ended this way.
I think they loved the coke more than they loved each other.
Yeah, so it's funny, you know, when I bet you they're looking at each other now. When they're in the stand, they're looking at each other now, and they go, "How the hell did we end up here? How did we end up here?" They never thought they were going to.
Well, now, hang on a second, sir. From what I've gathered, Cassie would not look at Diddy. Are you up to speed? Or are you just speaking from an older perspective?
Well, I mean, I don't know how. I know that he's looking at her, and I just don't think that you're going to sit there for hours and not look at Diddy.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's kind of impossible to do.
Okay.
And you know what, man? And I hope that I don't know. I hope that I want justice to be served.
Okay.
But from what I see right now, I think he's going to get off.
Okay. All right. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
All right, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Let me go to area code 251. Hey there. Good evening. Please watch the language. 251. We're discussing Cassie taking the stand, Diddy in court, and other related topics. Are you there? 251.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How are you?
Has has it ever occurred to everybody that maybe she had to testify because she would have been considered a co-conspirator? I mean, people are painting out that Cassie is just this hero that's testifying. She's testifying to keep herself out of jail for being a fellow trafficker.
Okay. Sounds logical to me.
So
I don't know. I haven't been keeping up. Educate me, please.
Yeah, in my opinion, these are two flawed people in a toxic relationship that both were perverted and enjoyed hiring male hookers, I guess. So it's that simple as that. And that's just my opinion. Keep it brief.
Well, no, I'm not saying you can't give us more with regards to your perspective. But even still, he did something. He rubbed somebody the wrong way. I have a problem with him being the age that he is, and he was, recording all these people. That's weirdo shit. That's voyeurism. Yes.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he's not innocent by any means. And so she.
Do you want to see him do jail time? You want to see him do jail time?
I mean, there are gun charges. There's drug charges. So he's gonna probably have to sit down for however long.
I think he can beat the gun charge. Listen, I've been caught semi-automatic weapons in New York State. I beat it.
Wow, that's a good thing. In New York,
New York State.
Man, wow.
Beat it.
But yeah, there's no hero in this story at all. These are two flawed people that got caught up with substance abuse problems and jealousy, and just it is what it is.
Well, hang on a second now. So this is clearly what we like. This is what we're being entertained by at this point in time. Do you think that Cassie will come out of this and regain some type of notoriety in the world of entertainment, or will she just go away? She took money from him, $20 million. More than likely, she cannot write books and things of that nature. What do you think happens to her, or do you not care?
The safest thing for her to do was to take the money and go away, but she couldn't have done that. I believe she had to make a deal, either testify against him or be considered a trafficker along with her boyfriend Diddy. So
feds play dirty.
You had no choice. I don't think.
You have a very good point. Feds play dirty, but you're not sure if she was subpoenaed or not. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I just think she either probably was going to be part of the RICO, or she would have had to testify against him in order to keep her freedom. She didn't want to give birth in prison. So that's just, my opinion. Yeah.
The life of a dark-skinned woman having a baby in prison. Ain't that some shit?
And people paint her out to be this angel. I mean, she dated older men before. And she probably know how the business works.
Hang on a second, sir. Hang on a second, because you see a lot of niggas see that fair, high yellow skin, and they get soft. If Cassie had to have a baby in prison, would you be saying, yo, free Cassie? Keep it real, sir.
I mean, the general public would, but I consider her a trafficker.
What about you, sir? Sir, you, would you be saying, nah, this is fucked up, free Cassie? Keep it real.
No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, she did what she did along with Diddy. Right. Okay. It is what it is. So,
I appreciate
back over feelings.
I appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Have a good one.
Did he just call me brother? Yo, that's fucked up. She having a baby in prison. Why do you guys get so soft when it comes to these high yellow, light, bright, almost white, women? I've said it before. I'll say it again. They are the most vicious. Hey, love, I got your donation. Are you calling in? Love says, I got the facts, AKA. Where are you, girl? What's your number? Are you in the queue? Folks, I don't know people's numbers by heart. Please just email me. My email address is on the screen, and just say, I'm in the queue. Let me see if I can bring somebody else in here to discuss this. Area code, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Is that who I think it is? Are you ready? Are you there?
Yes,
3,
sir. Yes,
0,
sir.
2. Skylar Saunders.
All day, every day. Pardon me for my performance in the past few days.
How are you, man?
I was really on that stuff, but I've been banging Monster, Java,
Nice.
Irish Cream, and it's got me going. So I'm ready. Okay, here we go.
Well, now the stuff. You're on prescription medication. You're not on the powder.
Yes.
Just to be clear.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Let's go.
Exactly.
Let's
Prescription, pharmaceutical. Okay. Sid and Nancy, Kurt and Courtney, and for this generation, Blueface and Krishan. These tumultuous, high-powered, often drug-fueled romances lead nowhere but destruction and awful circumstances.
Okay.
Chris with Cassie, when she said, "I'm always ready for a freak off," that was a dagger in the head of the prosecution. The defense brought that out of her because it was on the text. You can't change a text. You can't say, "Oh, well, I was just kidding. I was just being sarcastic. I was just playing." No, it's what you said, what you meant, and you were sincere. So, with her being on the stand, clearly pregnant, wearing light clothing, the jurors are looking at her, but they're also listening. Okay. They're listening intently on what is going to be said from her mouth. And from what I read, they said that there were jurors that leaned in. There were jurors that gasped audibly and had to gather themselves. I mean, that's just this is part of the reality of what her hours on the stand meant.
Okay, now hold on a second, Skylar. I have your information on my showrunner, youtube.com/@Sky Saunders. So now
that is it. Yes, sir.
You have a series on your YouTube platform. Diddy is innocent. Yes, Diddy's innocent.
Diddy is innocent. Yes, Diddy is, according to the law, our judicial American system of justice. Sean P. Diddy, P. Papa Diddy, Brother Love, whatever, Combs is an innocent man.
Okay.
He's behind bars. He's in jail. He had the highest bail. I have to ask you a question. Have you ever heard of a...
Hold on. If I can
sure.
Make sure people know who I'm speaking to. Again, your series is called Diddy is Innocent. Okay.
Absolutely.
So with regards to what he's going through, do you see him doing any prison time? Well, what is your projection? Do you think he'll beat everything?
You see, they hype it up. They say, if any of the charges go against him, he could have life in prison. That's not going to happen. He's not going to go behind bars for life in prison. He may get 10 years. He may get 2 years plus. He may get probation. I would say he could possibly just get probation because they could wear down Cassie. I think it's her last. I think today was her last day, and somebody else takes the stand tomorrow.
Okay.
As the last day. And I'm not sure. I want to ask you a question real quick. And I know this is kind of old, but I want to know from you. Have you ever heard of a bail being set at $50 million and still be denied?
I can't recall. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. But I can't
right. I mean, 3 times, and I was like, okay, but I say free Diddy. Diddy is innocent. And this is another quick thing. I'm landing my plane, but I just want to say this. The late great Paul Mooney said a joke about this is going back to the Rihanna and Chris Brown case, and she was like, he was saying, Rihanna beat that boy half to death. Like, he was saying like legit. He was saying that as a joke, but he was saying seriously. Yeah. Like we saw her face, and we're like, oh my God, Chris Brown is a monster.
Yeah.
But what happened in the room? What happened in the hotel room? Did she claw him with her nails? Did she point her finger in his forehead? And did she slash him and punch him and bite him? We don't know. And then we just see the hotel footage and we're like, well, Diddy's a monster.
Well, hold on a second. You bring up a very good point, Skylar, because Diddy came running down the hallway with a towel wrapped around him.
A towel, a towel.
Didn't he jump in the shower or the bathtub? Or let me look in the live chat. Troll Babies, was Diddy taking a bath or was he in the shower? But yeah, you're bringing up a good point. Why did he come running down that hallway? Did she try to drop some type of electric device into the tub to shock shock the nigga to death?
Yeah. We don't know. We just saw the hotel. Oh my God! Oh, he's an ogre.
And then he said, "Holy shit, bitch! I'm gonna fucking kill you. You tried to kill me, bitch."
Right. We didn't see that part, and then we didn't see him, groveling and lowering himself. Oh, I know what I did was vicious and mean and everything like that in the video. But I mean,
that's the coke. When you come down, you apologize. Listen, it will never ever happen again. I know I gave you a Joe Frazier left hook, but listen, that wasn't me. Skylar, land your plane. Come on.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you. This is my rebound from that brick I had on the other night.
It's okay. Good to talk to you, Skylar.
I appreciate the time. All right, sir. Thank you very much for the support.
Thank you.
All right.
Can I get a real nigga to tap in, man? I mean, I'm not trying to laugh in any way, shape, or form, but has anybody been there, dealing with a younger female, and she knows what buttons to push? She knows how to play the game. She covers up. She doesn't say anything, and because she's not responding, you get more infuriated. You start giving her Ken Norton helicopter punches. Boom! Boom! Answer me! Boom! Cassie's a fucking actress, if you ask me. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Who's somebody says okay, you're calling from what area code? 929? Wait a minute. Is that who I think it is tapping in? Area code 929?
Hey, Star.
Hey, good to hear your voice. What's cracking, girl?
I don't know where you want to start from, but I do have experience in everything that you're talking about.
Thank you for your email earlier. Yes, I'm on vacation. You emailed me saying, "Where are you?"
Yes, I was jealous.
Oh,
actually.
Well, I appreciate you, but listen, I live the life of a 61-year-old man. I don't fool myself. I'm up early in the mornings. I'm in the house before the sun goes down, and I'm just enjoying life. Okay, where do you want to start? Did you see any of
it where you fit in?
What's that?
I said, get it where you fit in.
There you go. Did you see any of Cassie's testimony? Where do you want to start?
Oh, okay. Let's go there. Okay, so I was a young woman. I'm not trying to make this about me at all, but
come on.
You know what you're getting into, especially when you're doing drugs, because I've been there, done that.
Okay.
Like, I was with the set, like with Uptown, the dip set. I'm not trying to bring up no names, but
easy.
We knew.
Come on.
We knew what we was getting into at that time. Come on.
Right.
And I started when I was 23. I think Cassie was what, 22 when the whole thing?
Hang on. If you started Uptown Manhattan, you started when you were 16. Keep it real. You were 16.
Oh, but you knew my whole life, see?
But I didn't know you then, but I'm just saying, Uptown girls at that age.
It's not funny, but
no, it's not funny. But you were outside, right? You're hanging on the stoop.
I was outside. I was already out there.
Right? Old niggas coming through. What high?
No, I was not on the corner. Whoa! I was not on the corner.
No. I meant the corner store. I'm not saying you're hanging on the corner, but I'm saying you had to go by the corner store, and the older niggas coming.
Actually,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I had dudes from Brownsville, Money Mace. I had a whole bunch of them coming with the blue Lex. Not many dudes had that blue Lex. Now let's talk about cars. I had all of them coming through for me. Okay. I was not the corner girl, no. Okay. You know what I was? I was the one that knew everybody to get them to get extra girls.
The ringleader. Come on. You were the ringleader.
Perhaps.
So let me ask you this, and I'm not going to say your name. You and I have spoken before. You're older now. You're a mother, and you're wiser. But can you speak to what I'm, making reference to with regards to Cassie? I don't know for certain, but young, swag, a cutie and manipulative. You're very light skinned. You got the long wavy hair, right? So do you think Cassie could have taken Diddy down a path that he became not only a junkie but infuriated? Thus, the reason why he,
absolutely. That's what all those older dudes did. They weren't like you, Star. Like, you were older, but you didn't play down that road,
No, I got caught up with the bullshit with girls of age, but no, I'm speaking from experience. Just being taken to that goddamn point where you're in the hallway, looking up the stairs, waiting for somebody to open the goddamn door to then run in, shit like that.
Again, I was never in that type of set. No, I was never in that setting. No, I was actually in the whip all the time.
Okay.
But I will speak on those girls that were upstairs because I knew them. And yes, they would do whatever they had to do to get that guap.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't get it because they weren't a runner. They weren't the ones downstairs. They weren't a fighter. Like, you had different positions in that time.
So let me ask you this. With regards to Diddy and what he's going through, do you think he's going to the penitentiary? Do you wish it upon him? I mean, what is your assessment of all this?
My assessment of it all is that I don't wish anybody wrong doing at all. But he did do something very, very, strange for some change. I'm saying shit right now because I'm drinking, but I'm drinking a Belgian.
I let you get one profanity off, just one. But go ahead, land your plane, darling. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But Star, no, she knew what she was doing. She knew. She was one of the other girls.
I believe
it's called number 2.
I believe
it's numbers. She's number 2.
Yeah.
It's a number 1, number 2, number 4, number 5. He's number 2.
What is that old saying you girls used to say uptown? Top 2 and I'm not 2, right?
You already know what I'm talking about.
Top 2 and I'm not 2. Great to talk to you, darling. Thank you for tapping in.
Love you. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, everybody sit tight. I want to make sure I'm responding to people who are supporting the machine. Bill, I got your donation. Thank you, sir. Richard, I got your donation. Jack, I got your donation. Is Diddy the victim? Like Tory and so many others. Oh, we're going to get to Tory Lanez. Some of you have been emailing me saying, Star, your theory was crazy and possibly true. Marcus, I got your donation. Thank you, sir. Everybody sit tight. Hey, Shanita, I got your donation. Thank you, darling. And I'm going to bring in another call, everybody. Just hold on a second. Is it Lydia? Hey, Lydia, thank you for your support. Phone number's on the screen, Lydia, okay? Phone number's on the screen. Is that Derek's? Derek, you heard 2 white boys in a KKK mask. Star, did you hear 2 white boys in KKK mask killed in ATL? When did that happen, sir? Are you talking about that there was 2 white guys ringing doorbells and one of them got shot and he's now in the bosom of Abraham? Is that who you're talking about? Derek, I got your donation. Thank you, man. Let's go to area code. Hold on a second. This person's been on hold for a while. Area code 770. Late night. I'm saying Cassie and Diddy were 2 junkies in a tumultuous relationship. Are you there? Area code.
I'm here, Star. It's me, Madam with that.
Hey,
AKA Pirate Lady to you.
Pirate Lady. Girl, you get off that African headset. I want to hear you. Good to hear your voice. Where do you want to start?
Oh, I'm on a bad headset. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Sounds like pure shit, girl.
You can hear me better?
There you go. How are you, Pirate Lady?
So listen.
What's cracking?
I'm not really good. I lost a friend of over 30 years behind this Cassie and Diddy stuff.
Oh, wow. Come on.
Mainly because of Cassie, because I've been taking the position from the beginning that Cassie was not a victim.
Come on.
And a friend of mine over 30 years had numerous debates, and then we had one about 6 weeks ago, and that was just the end of it.
Okay.
And, you know, with Cassie testifying today, look, Cassie could have got out of that situation at any time. She never had kids. They weren't married. She even stated today she made her own money. There was no reason for her to stay in that relationship unless she wanted to. You know, as far as the FOs, we seen today that she was all down for it.
Come on.
You know, they're both trash. I'm not a Diddy supporter or anything. I really don't care what happens. But right is right, wrong is wrong, and it takes two.
Can I jump in, Parrot Lady? Can I jump in?
Sure.
This is the objective perspective. And I'm not saying, oh, he needs to go to jail. I think he will go to jail. But I'm not saying, you know, at this point in time, I don't see the sex trafficking reality that they have been putting out there. If you're flying in prostitutes, these are business transactions. Whether prostitution is legal or not, these people are willing to come, you know. If he paid for them to come, okay, then there could be some type of charge, but I don't know if sex trafficking is the right term here. But let me ask you something with regards to Cassie, but you are a woman of a certain age, yes?
Soon to be 58.
Okay. So with regards to what she's now, she's cleaned up. She's cleaned up. Third baby on the way. She married some type of, you know, whatever he was, a trainer. I forget what.
They ain't gonna be married, but for so much longer.
Okay. But now,
you know.
Okay. Do you think that there was a point in time when Cassie manipulated Diddy? Did he get old, sloppy, and coked out? That's my question.
I haven't seen any evidence of that just yet, but I wouldn't put it past her. Well, I mean, you think about it.
Pirate Lady, hang on a second. She is testifying to it. Other people have spoken about the quote unquote drug use, and it just strikes me as odd that he got into coke later in his years. You know, he wasn't some guy in the 80s running around on coke. He wasn't. He was a dancer, a very talented dancer, and I have no proof that he put Bad Boy together when he was on coke. Go ahead.
You know, he never struck me as a person that got high. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he smoked weed, but he never struck me as a person that would be doing crazy drugs. I'm very surprised at that. But
go ahead.
You know, is she manipulative? I have to say yes. She was with Ryan Leslie, who introduced her to Puffy. She got with Puffy, and then Kid Cudi was working with Puffy, and then she gets with Kid Cudi, and then he hires her a trainer, and this is the guy who she ended up marrying. Now, I think she has been pushing this narrative to her husband all these years, and he's heard some things in court that he's never heard before. You know, his eyes have opened today. I heard he
says who
in that courtroom. I just heard that he was sitting in the courtroom mad as hell. And they said his face was beet red. You know, then, you know, Cassie is a dingbat to me. You know, she says that Puffy came and took it, but then soon after that, she goes and meets him, and, you know, they get busy again. Who does that? You know, she's just a dingbat.
Okay.
And, you know, she's an opportunist, definitely when it comes to money. And, oh, she tried to get away, but she was running away from him to an apartment that he was paying for. That's not getting away from somebody. It's just a whole lot of BS that really just gets under my skin. And all because of this, I lost a friend, and I wonder what this particular friend thinks and feels now after hearing what Cassie testified to today. Because I was right. And then y'all talk about, oh, they were in love. What is love? I may not know what love is, but I definitely know what it ain't. And you don't love me if you want to use my mouth as a toilet bowl. They're disgusting. Trash, I tell you. Anyway, that's all I got to say.
I appreciate you for calling, Parrot Lady.
I appreciate you. And I'm always so proud of you. You look so good.
Oh, thank you.
If you was 30 years young, I'd make you my man.
Well, listen, you have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you again soon.
All right, peace.
Bye now, peace. Okay. Parrot Lady. I just figured I'd just let her talk, without interruption. But, I do want to have a discussion with you folks, because it's not just that we're going by the reports or the video and stuff like that, but as an older man, if I can be of assistance to some of you younger people, that is a goal of mine. I am an objectivist. That's the philosophy to which I subscribe, and I am very selfish, but at the same time, I do find some comfort in trying to, educate if I can. Here's something else I want to ask you guys who are paying very close attention to the trial. Did Cassie say she went to rehab? Or did Diddy ever go to rehab? I don't know that. Let me look in the live chat. Did Cassie ever go to rehab? Did Diddy ever go to rehab? We used to say back in the days, rehab is for quitters, and I'm no quitter. As we were on the dance floor, with the goddamn $20 bill, taking bumps of coke out in the open. Disgusting habit. Okay, you're running. Hang on a second. Someone sent the donation. Star, where are you? I'm running down. Running down for what, sir? Are you bringing the smoke, or are you trying to come smoke a pole? No, thank you, sir. I'm in Emerald Isle, sir, on Ocean Drive. Okay, if you looking for me, I've never been hiding, sir. Luna Glider, I got your donation. Thank you, sir. Salute, Star. What is this? Something about Tyler Perry. Thank you so much. You go to area code 304. Hey there. Late night. We're talking about Cassie, Diddy, two junkies, and the trial.
Star.
Hey,
Star, is your boy Avo calling back with another one.
Advo, aka the DoorDashian. What's going on, man?
The DoorDash, and actually you call me in the DoorDash. I believe that Cassie is a willing participant. But the problem here is that you actually touches on something very important. I do believe that women are a gateway drug. I believe that a lot of times when males stumble upon drugs or high,
you got to fix your phone, Advo. It's a lot of static and distortion. What's going on? Fix your phone, please.
My bad. Am I better now?
There you go. Yes, sir. You were saying?
My bad. So going back to it, I do believe that women are a gateway drug. Me as a Colombian, I have met plenty of women in my 20s that at first they thought I was a plug and they found me interesting. And then when they realized I'm one of those Colombians that don't sell drugs,
okay,
I just became like, it's like back to square. So, and it always let me know that like, there's always this manipulance from women that we forget as men. And I do believe as a younger woman, she could easily dissuade Diddy, because Diddy's in an industry that you want to look young all the time. You want to know the new thing. Also, you're selling poison to your community through liquor. So I think that just forces you to kind of make the party look like it's actually fun, you know, because you have a lot of rappers like 50 Cent who, even though he will sell you some type of liquor, you never see him drinking. You never actually see him taking sips. So yeah, he just got caught up in the limelight. But I also believe that this case is nothing but a shit show from the Southern District.
I need you to watch the language. Advo, please. Watch the language.
No, I don't usually curse, but like I said, the Southern District of New York is trying to push an agenda.
Well, let me ask you a question, because you see, here's one of the beautiful things about getting older, and the reason why I was asking earlier for more older people to call in. When you get older, you have this beautiful thing called a third eye, and you can see through a lot of bullshit, and you're not amazed, you're not caught off guard. What do you think about the possibility? It's just a possibility that Cassie is, you know, Cassie got Diddy before Diddy got Cassie. He got by a real bitch.
Yeah, I do believe
like her or not, hold on a second, like her or not, he got by a real bitch. There's an old saying, I forget where it comes from. I think it's the West Coast Mexican gangs, blood in, blood out, if that even applies here. He got by a real bitch. Her husband, I don't think in any way, shape, or form he's in that courtroom mad. I think he's acting. I think he may have even hang on, and I'll let you land your plane. I think he may have even put her up to it. We're sitting around here broke. Yes, I love you, but you're a whore. And I know you're a whore. I know you're a whore. And I can appreciate you being a whore. Me, I can appreciate a whore. I'd rather date a whore than a square bitch pretending she's righteous. Give me the whore. Let me go to dinner with the whore. Let me go down to Cancun, the Canary Islands, with the whore. I think he may have even put her up to it. He's acting in the courtroom. And they're going to benefit from this even beyond the $20 million. Land your plane, please, Advo.
I do agree that maybe when Diddy went a few years back, when Diddy was going back and giving back all those bad boys artists their credentials and many of their things that they felt like he stole from. I believe that's when probably her husband probably convinced her. Her husband's her new pimp. Her new pimp is basically saying, "Hey man, like you should be getting this. You deserve.
Bitch, get the bag. Get the bag, bitch. We're broke.
All this time.
We're broke, bitch."
Yes, and he doesn't like. I think it was a spit on his face for him to see Diddy getting the key of the city. So I think as a white man, he's actually getting value from his protection. He sees Cassie as a car that lost a lot of value through Diddy. So he, Okay.
Ivo, good to talk to you, man. Salute.
Any Tory lanes? Can I? No.
Nah, I want to finish up on Diddy, then I'll get to Tory. Thank you, man. Thank you. Anybody in the live chat understand what I'm saying? Not that you have to agree with me, but I'm an older man. A lot of us guys who have been through things, we can get past who smashed you. Bitch, I don't care if you got double penetrated 20 years ago. Bitch, I don't care if niggas skeeted on your face. Bitch, I don't care if a nigga threw you down some stairs, gave you a forearm smash, and a fucking George Foreman left hook. Bow. Bitch, I don't care. But what we're not going to do, bitch, is sit up here broke. You can get a bag. You're still young. You're pushing out the babies. You got to go to work, bitch. Who is her husband? I have not even done the goddamn research. Who is her husband? It's putting the bitch to work. Who said he's going to divorce her? Divorce? Bitch, you try and leave me, I'll fucking kill you. He might be on that type of time. Oh, shit. Just my nigga Ecuador tapping in. Good to hear from you, man.
What's going on?
What's cracking, man?
How you doing, man?
I'm alive, man.
All good. All good. That's good, man. That's good. Okay, touching on the pause. On the Diddy Cassie situation, I want to say this. Now that I'm 34 years old, you know, I've learned, like, what I've learned in life is that people, all the BS that people say that they they want in other persons, either male or female, like, oh, I want them to be honest, I want them to be a good person, generous. People will make exceptions. The more money you have, the more fame you have. I see it all the time. That's why you always see the nice guy that treats the girl really good. Like, you know, he like, it's basically everything she's saying that she wants, but she never pays attention to him. And then another asshole, but, you know, he just happens to have a lot of money, a lot of power. Like, they will, like, immediately get rid of all the list of requirements that they had. Oh, I need a man to treat me like this, do this for me, because they go straight to the power. So I think from following the trial and seeing the testimony, she's definitely, like, in my opinion, that there was no sex trafficking. She knew exactly what she was doing. Am I saying Diddy is a good person? No, he's a piece of, you know what it is. He's not a good guy. He's arrogant. Doesn't make him
he's cocky, conceited, and convinced. But hang on a second. Hold on, stay with me. I appreciate your call here. Is Cassie's husband her former trainer? Is that the guy? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He been knew she was a whore and a slur. He been knew.
Yeah. And I don't know why.
He still wifed her. Hold on a second. Troll babies. Can anybody confirm? That's the guy who was her trainer.
Yeah, that's him. 100%. That's him.
He been knew niggas had her twisted like a pretzel, you know, skeeting on her back and all, choking the bitch out. He been knew all that shit. Now it's time to get the bag. Did you ever see the movie? Oh my God, with Robert De Niro, James Woods. Was it Casino? Casino. Sharon Stone. Robert De Niro was in love with this bitch, and she had a.
Oh
pimp.
yeah.
Oh, was it James Woods, Troll Baby?
Yeah, James Wood was the pimp.
Yeah, and he wasn't he a junkie?
And he gave her.
Wasn't he a junkie?
Yeah, Robert De Niro in the movie, his name was Ace.
Yeah.
He was literally running the casinos, and he gave her everything that she wanted, and she still went back to the pimp. Yep.
When the story,
man.
When the story finally gets written, we might see a totally different perspective from Cassie's husband. I'm sorry, go ahead, Ecuador. I'm rambling. Go ahead.
And just like I said before, I learned this from like live and seeing how people act, not what they say. Yeah. I've realized that if you see somebody that is successful as Diddy in business, he most likely is a piece of, I'm not going to curse, S. There's not a single, in order to be a top business person, you have to step on people's necks to get to the top. Yeah. So even though the people might look, some people, they do an interview on CNBC and they're talking all proper and, he looks like a nice guy. Yeah. That guy's probably the worst person behind the scenes. So my thing is, I don't think, no way he's sex trafficking. Like, all these people knew exactly what they were doing. Like, you can see from the text messages.
Can I jump in, Ecuador?
Yeah.
Can I jump in?
But
with all of that,
yes.
With all of that being said, and I think most people will agree that Cassie, is not innocent, but she now got to come up. What's that old saying? I mean, you're a younger man. The best revenge is a come up. That's some shit from the 80s. They used to say back in the 80s. The best revenge is a come up. She came up off this nigga. I think she used him to the point where he couldn't be used anymore. This nigga might even be, what's that called when your dick doesn't get hard? Is it impotent or some shit like that?
Whiskey dick. I think that's what they call it.
Troll babies. What is that shit called when you die? I wouldn't know. What is that when impotent? the nigga might be in, but he might be one of those guys who can only function when he gets high. Maybe she said, you know what? I don't want this old bum ass nigga no more. And let me just ask you this: for those who don't know, you're one of my regular callers and you're a supporter. You prefer a whore, right? You hang out with whores. You pay the whore, and you're not married, right?
Honest, prefer not really. Nobody who wants to pay. Nobody wants to pay. But when it's when you're horny and like you want to get off, you want to like a hot ass girl, like.
But you hang out. Yes, you hang out with whores, not square bitches. That's my point. You hang out with whores.
Yes, I wouldn't date one. 100%. I wouldn't date one, but like I would definitely hang out with them and smash them. Yeah.
Ecuador, listen. Never mind who you think is listening and who's going to judge you. I'll say this with and I'm as serious as colon cancer. If you get married, marry a whore. Marry a whore.
Nah, I couldn't, man. Honestly, I just like thinking like if I could never be at peace of mind, dude. I could never like.
All right. Go ahead and land your plane, man. What do you want to land?
Yeah, my plane. Again, just because I say this doesn't mean I agree with Diddy. I think he's a good person. I think he's a bad person, but you cannot just sentence somebody to like life in prison for like something that it looks like at no point she was literally kidnapped and forced to do any of this. So free Diddy.
Okay. Great to talk to you, Ecuador.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Okay. Get some good calls here, guys. Let me make sure I'm not missing your support via Cash App. Thank you. It's a late night show here. Isaiah, good to hear from you, sir. Concerned citizen. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah, man. Something else I wanted to play a video of. Guys, anybody want to hear and see Tory Lane's father? Who is his stylist? This nigga looks crazy. Who is Tory Lane's father's stylist? Give me a second here. Oh my goodness. Guys, sit tight on the phone lines. Where are my notes? Hold on. Show notes. I've really been enjoying my time off, so I don't have a lot of notes in manager show. Okay. Oh, I need to play this. Wait a minute. I've been talking about this particular video. For those who don't know, somewhere in Charlotte, North Carolina, somebody got shot over some burnt biscuits. This is silly as hell, but I found this story to be so amusing. Here we go.
New at 5 o'clock, burnt biscuits led to bullets fired outside of South Charlotte Popeye's restaurant. One man was shot and it was caught on camera. We're going to freeze the video because it is graphic.
He all up in his face too. Oh, they fighting. He knocked the headset off.
You heard the woman gasping there. This happened outside of a Popeye's restaurant on South Boulevard near I-485. And that's where Channel 9's crime reporter Hunter Signs is live tonight. Hunter?
Erica, it is another example of a simple argument, this one over burnt biscuits, that led to someone being shot. Police say it happened between two managers at this Popeyes here behind me, and an eyewitness told me today all of it happened in front of his young children. For the first time, we are seeing different vantage points of a Mother's Day shooting at this South Charlotte Popeyes. Two men seen fighting in the parking lot, then two shots ring out. We are choosing to stop the Charlotte video, the rest too graphic to show. I spoke over the phone with an eyewitness who didn't want to use his name, but he says he and his wife were inside the fast food restaurant and were the last to deal with the suspect.
He was going in the back and was starting arguing with the guy over some burnt biscuits. He took the plate with the burnt biscuits and threw it on the ground.
Moments later, in this dash camera video, you can see the two men walk out of the Popeyes. Then another eyewitness captured the victim throw punches first. Then the suspect pulled a gun and fired. Seconds later, this angle shows the suspected gunman walks back into the restaurant as those inside scurry around, some ducking.
You always think the worst, you know, that he's going nuts now and will shoot around and that's it for us.
Nobody else was hurt. Seconds later, the suspect was seen walking out and away from the restaurant. Police caught up to him nearby, arresting 22-year-old Rondi Wood. He's charged with attempted murder. The victim shot twice, but is currently alive.
Okay. I had to play that because I watch stupid videos like that. And I thank you guys for sending me that type of content. It makes me laugh. All right, I'm coming back to the phones. Hang on a second. And I'm also looking for the video of Tory Lane's father. Where the hell is that video? Let me look for a second here after I play this. I'm sorry, after I take this call. Hold on a second. Area code 313. Good evening. Talking about Cassie testifying at the Diddy trial. Are you there?
Yeah.
313?
Yeah, how you doing, Star?
Hey, man, how are you? It's cracking.
All right. I talked to you before we was talking when we had the conversation about high yellow girls. I'll tell you about my ex-wife.
Okay. Where do you want to start, sir?
Oh, yeah. I'm more than familiar with all these type of situations.
Okay.
You know, the real high yellow ones, the Lena Horne high yellow. You know what I mean? The green hazel eye high yellow ones that I graduated from University of Michigan high yellow. Mm-hmm. Oh man, come on. They take you down through the ringer. And when they small, petite, and fine, everybody want to side with them. Mm-hmm. And nobody realizes the soft-spoken ones be some of the worst ones. Mm-hmm. They be some of the worst ones. They be quiet because they be trying to keep them bones in their mouth. Mm. They be used to doing some of every and anything. Okay. Now, I'm not saying my man Diddy didn't do anything wrong or anything of that, but birds of a feather flock together.
That's a fact.
And
that's a fact.
You already know, just like with the trainer. Let me tell you, she was messing with the trainer before she left Diddy. Right. That ain't we got together after. And the trainer was probably doing coke with her too. Mm. He looked like you already know. You know how this goes. You ever seen what he looked like?
The trainer probably told her, "Hey, girl, listen. You're young. You're still very attractive. You got no cellulite. You got no stretch marks. That nigga's old and washed. The nigga came and danced no more. Time to cut that zero and get with this hero. Come on."
But look, see, here's the trick to that. The same way he might be saying that, he don't realize messing with them, she 2 steps ahead of what that trainer talking.
Okay.
See, he's not ready for the back door. He's thinking he's putting her in position to get the money from Diddy. But once she get paid, she got another thing or two for him too. You see what I'm saying?
But now hold on a second. I can appreciate everything you're saying. Are you married, sir? Who am I talking to?
No, I'm not married anymore. I'm divorced.
Okay. Are you a father?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, on some G shit, I have to respect her husband because he put 3 up in her.
The first one was the keeper. The first one was the keeper.
Yeah. Say what you want about ASAP Rocky. When I look when I look at Rihanna, I see a Harlem nigga who put his Mac down.
Hey, look, you already look. The trainer came along and was like, this first one to keep you locked down. This one to hold you.
Right.
The first one to hold you. Then the third one was the celebration baby. That's after the bag. After we got the bag.
Facts.
The third one, you see she's pregnant right now. That's the celebration baby.
Let's go.
They probably gonna name her I don't know, Lucky, something along the lines of what their situation is now. You know how they go.
Yeah, come on.
You know how it go.
Come on.
Oh, and I want to say something else too. Them feds, because we from outside. Okay. Them feds don't play no games, and nobody speaks to the fact that the lead lawyer on the prosecuting side is the daughter of the ex head for the FBI.
Okay.
And her number 2 is the daughter of the highfalutin lawyer that's homeboys with the ex-fed. And you already know what the program is. They get all their daughters together. Okay. We gonna come get Diddy. That's why they picked up the case. And we gonna make y'all careers off the carcass of Diddy. See, that's how that goes. Cause see, once you get that big case, get that name, now I could propel my daughter.
That sounds like a conflict of interest, but I can't be certain. But okay, so the trial itself and the testimony. Have you been watching what's going on and by way of the news?
I mean, you know, I keep aware.
Okay. You say you married and divorced a high yellow woman. Is that what you were saying?
Oh, one of the highest of the high yellows.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
Was she AKA? You know that sorority AKA? Those girls used to be vicious. I don't know about now, but
oh no, they not. She's not an AKA, but my daughter went AKA, and my aunts and all them they AKAs. I know them well.
Mm-hmm. Do they still have that brown paper bag test? You ever heard of that? The brown paper bag.
I mean, well, they all passing that. They all passing that test. I don't know because I know some that's dark complected, but I know the ones from my family, they all gonna pass with flying colors.
But you know what test I'm talking about? That's some old shit. The brown paper bag test. That's for the complexion.
If
you were darker than a brown paper bag, you know, you couldn't really be, you know, top shelf as they used to say. But go ahead, land your plane. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. My people look like Quincy Jones' daughter. They like that.
Okay.
They high yo. You might think they might have been white.
Gotcha. Good to talk to you, man. Salute.
For sure. Have a good one.
Cassie's husband. The nigga might be acting. Why would you go to the courtroom and do anything else other than seem upset? This is my wife. I love her, and we're gonna go through this together. I'll be acting my ass off. Okay, who are you? Did you send it a donation? Not that I'm stressing that, but you're emailing me. Who is in the queue? Area code 610. Good evening. You sent me an email?
Yeah, I did.
How are you? Good evening.
I'm well, and yourself?
Good. We're talking about the trial, the testimony of Cassie. Are you up to speed?
I am. I've been watching the past couple of days, and a couple things that came to mind over the past few callers that no one was talking about. One person was talking about the non-disclosure, and she can pivot and now discuss what she was prevented from discussing in a non-disclosure because it becomes public information.
Okay.
Also, her husband, the other guy was saying how he was the trainer. So that guy knows what was going on. Yeah. And what's interesting is I just seen a news story on Smokey Robinson now being accused.
Well, sir, I want to stay focused on Cassie. We've already addressed that.
Yeah.
We addressed that old nigga. So let's get back to this old nigga. No, hold on a second. Now, her husband was her former trainer, right?
Right.
Okay. So more than likely, he had an understanding of her relationships. He may have seen her at her low point, dehydrated, coming down off of coke, and then she confided in him. You know, she got her anus stretched. She may have herpes around the fucking mouth. Something to do with sores in the mouth. I read. You have to speed on that. She said she had sores in the mouth.
I've seen a little bit of that. I've been trying to find the transcripts of today, but I haven't been able to look at them.
So he knew she was a weathered whore, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, I mean he got her from Ryan Leslie in a foul manner. So how you get them is how you lose.
No. I'm talking about the trainer. The trainer.
Oh yeah, the trainer. Yeah.
Trainer knew that she was an alleged whore.
Yeah. He seen the opportunity. He knew what it's about.
Come
on. But going back to Diddy, it's funny to me that a lot of his issues started after he publicly came out against the manufacturer or the owner of the Ciroc, the Diego or whatever it's called. And it seemed like now he's being persecuted for his speaking out against them.
That sounds very plausible. I would not say that that's not the reason. I mean, people have brought that up, and that could be. But his ass is in a sling now. Diddy, yes?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I want you to land your plane, but clearly Diddy's money has not been able to even get him out on bail. So this seems like, a hit.
An attempt to break him. It's an attempt to break him.
A legal hit. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's an attempt to break him. I mean, regardless, he's going to be all right. He'll have money to live out the rest of his life. But I feel as though it's a money grab. He's spending all types of money on lawyers, fighting all these civil cases, and having to pay out all these cases and stuff that's been coming over him since he's been locked up. So I think it's a hit job. I think they're just trying to break him.
This is not a RICO case.
Not a RICO case.
Well, I don't know the laws in terms of if he gets convicted on certain charges, will the feds have the right to confiscate assets and things of that nature? I would imagine he has things hidden overseas or parked, if you will. But have you done any research with regards to if he's convicted of this and of that? Can the feds step in and seize homes, bank accounts? Because he may wind up really just destitute after this. Go ahead.
He might have to be able to pay his debts, just like they did R. Kelly. I mean, he has to pay his debts. They just recently took R. Kelly's remaining royalties so that he could pay his victims. So I just
could you imagine if the feds take the Bad Boy catalog? Good God Almighty,
be crazy. Crazier things have happened, but it'd be crazy.
What if they take the catalog and then put Mama Combs in jail? Oh my God.
Hell done froze over.
Who's that in the background? Can you let her speak? What does she say?
She's a very strong, opinionated black woman who believes that he's being.
Tell her, come to the phone. I got time. Tell her, come on, talk.
I'll put on the phone. I'll put on the phone. Please. She ain't talking.
Put her on speaker.
Hold on.
Put her on speaker.
All right.
Put her on speaker. Hey, Miss. Hey, Miss. How
you doing?
I'm good. What do you want to start? Come on.
I think that she was a willing participant.
Of course.
And I don't think that this is a RICO case. I think this is a domestic violence case.
Okay.
As a woman, I think it's horrible what he did to her. And I think he took advantage of the fact that she was young and naive, but she was grown at the time. And she made these decisions. And she repeatedly made the same choices. And I feel like this is not a RICO case.
Okay. Did the old nigga get got?
Yes. Yes. They trying to do him dirty. They doing him dirty. As bad as what he did is, I just don't believe it makes the mark. Like his character and all of that is already, his image is already destroyed. And I agree with all that. But I don't see, he was a drug addict, himself. She said he overdosed and he was addicted to opioids just like she was. So I don't see where him actually like moving drugs. And she said when she was addicted, he tried to get her help and tried to make her stop, even though he was still doing drugs. So like, you painting this picture that's like really one-sided, but it's not, because y'all had like this back and forth. He asked you about what did you want to do with the freak offs, and did you want to do this or didn't you want to do this? And you a lot of times said yes and initiated it. So like, you can't say that you're not.
Can I jump in?
You're being forced to do it
can I jump
when
in?
you're initiated. Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
I don't know, but according to the transcripts or her testimony, did Cassie say he turned her on to cocaine, or she was already familiar with cocaine? Do you know that detail?
I think it says something like she was drugged once unknowingly. She had like took a drug once unknowingly, and the first time she ever did anything was with him. And then she,
Are you sure that's what she said on the stand? What did she say?
I'm almost positive that she said that she did it accidentally the first time, and the second time it was voluntarily, but it was with him or in some situation. I don't think it was necessarily a freak off situation.
Okay.
Just like them trying like an ecstasy pill together or something like that.
He may have been popping a pill, and she said, "Let me try that. Let me try one of those."
Yeah.
I see you grooving. Pass me a pill, old nigga. Don't be selfish. Share.
Right.
Sharing is caring, old nigga. Pass the pill. Fuck
and he went to the extent of when she was on drugs, he called the drug dealers and told them not to sell to her.
Oh my goodness.
So like what, like he clearly trying to help you out if you know.
No. The nigga got soft. You calling drug dealers telling them not to supply the whore? You're supposed to say, get that bitch some credit. Go ahead and land your plane. I appreciate it. Where do you want to finish up, please? Let her land her plane. She's speaking facts. Come on.
I'm just saying this is not a RICO case. Free that man.
Right. Thank you so much. Both of you have a good night. Thank you.
All right, Star. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Hey there. Good evening. I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear? 2 and 5? Yes, no, maybe.
I can hear you. I'm here. Yeah. So I want to jump right on in. I can talk about whatever you want, but my overall point to this message is going to be slacking on your macking, slipping on your pimping. Okay. And that's what they call the old man like Diddy, like O.J. Simpson. Okay. So from these angles, it's just going to be a matter of coercion when they talk about this RICO. And if that's the case, we're all going down in the RICO when they talk about sex trafficking. Because if you've ever taken your woman out of the states, overseas, or to the next state over and had sex with her, that could be considered sex trafficking, especially if you invited somebody else into the bedroom because that's what y'all into. And that's what it sounds like Diddy was into for a long time with Cassie. So the biggest thing about this coercion piece, I don't want to talk too fast, but is the fact that she had side missions with these escorts without Diddy, to the point where he was sexting with one of them, sending pictures back and forth and meeting up and having sex with him, right? So you can't say that he forced you to do these things if you started cheating on him with the goddamn product.
Bingo.
You know? Yeah. My biggest point that I was telling my family was this. If I turn you on to Wendy's Big Macs or Baconators, right? And then you start going to get them yourself, but you blame me because you got fat. That's not my fault. You was doing it yourself. So that's that whole piece of it, man. I could talk about.
Can I jump in?
The perspective. Sure.
Can I jump in? What you're saying sounds very plausible to me. Didn't Diddy give her an eye jammy, and even after the eye jammy, she went to an OVO party? He didn't want her to go.
Right.
You know about this? And it had something
0 to 100 real quick, yeah.
It has something to do with that song that Drake then put out. Was it 4 p.m.
0 to 100?
No, something with Calabasas.
4 p.m. in Calabasas.
4 p.m. in Calabasas. Correct me if I'm wrong. She wanted to go to some OVO party concert. Diddy blacks her eye, and she goes anyway. She goes
anyway. Yep.
So clearly, she was defiant, deceitful, conniving, if you will, and she was moving
Shady. Listen,
moving
I have-
on her own accord. Oh, we haven't
Let
even
me
spoken. Hang on, let me just lay this out. Pause, and then you can chime in. We haven't even spoken about the Kid Cudi stuff. So you're right. She was having these rendezvous, if you will, with people outside of the freak-offs. So that's another reason why I say he got older, softer, and she took advantage of him, if you ask me. Go ahead.
So with that being said, I'm born one day after Diddy, and my favorite baby mom has the same birthday as Cassie. So I know something about these shady Virgos. That's what Cassie is.
Okay.
All right. So that's side mission to speak to the Drake situation, which is very bad because on that record in Calabasas, he's using Diddy's take that in his ad libs. He's talking about having your girl there and doing things to her. So that was embarrassing to Diddy at that point. But long story short, I think overall, what this comes down to is Cassie looks innocent. She seems innocent, appears innocent, but there is that side to her. Because that's such the case with the one that I knew, the Virgo I knew.
Okay.
But away from me, like I said, my biggest message is slacking on your macking and slipping on your pimping. I know you like people to stay on subject, but if you look at the news, whether it's Tory Lanez or Chris Brown, Rihanna, all of these things happen when you start slacking on your macking and slipping on your pimping. And I've done the same thing in my life. So at this point, it's free Diddy. He did some freaky stuff that I don't agree with, okay? Like, having semen rubbed on him from other men and all those types of things. But that is in his bedroom, and that is something that Cassie agreed to and orchestrated, paid for, participated in, and she said yes, she did because she loved him. If I liked that my girl would suck on my toes, and she did that for me, she can't come out later and say I forced you to do it when you did it because you loved me. And that's why Cassie did these freaks.
What is Diddy's astrology sign, since you put that into the equation?
Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. I turned his birthday November 5th. Diddy is born November 4th. All right. Okay. And did this, man. Cassie and Diddy stepped out on her 35th birthday or one of these Halloweens dressed as Ike and Tina. So it gets there's pictures of that.
I don't know about Scorpio males, but I do know that, when I was into astrology and mythology, that Scorpio females were like super freaky. And you said,
I got a Scorpio baby mom. Go ahead.
Okay. And you said Cassie's a what? A Virgo?
A Virgo, yeah.
From what I remember, again, I moved past all that stuff. Virgo, very deceptive, not trustworthy, and something else.
Analytical. Yeah, I mean, perfectionist too.
It was something else. I think it was short-sighted, meaning that they weren't necessarily concerned about down the road. Everything was in the moment. But something else you want to mention? Go ahead.
I mean, ultimately, just to get on that Tory Lanez, you played the clip of his father. He talked like Martin Luther King. It's funny the way he looks. I get that. But the biggest thing is with Megan Thee Stallion, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was obvious from the beginning, like, you can't find a reason in the world that Tory would shoot this woman in her foot because he got caught sleeping with her and her best friend. The more likely story is Kelsey did it, and that's what's coming out to light. So, it's free Tory Lanez. I'm happy to see that going on. And I think that Diddy will be walking away from this. And I just want to say thank you for letting me talk on the line, man. I've been listening to you since I was 8 years old in '96 when you was like Star and Buck Wild.
Sir, I was not on the radio in the 90s. Stop, sir, stop.
What? Star and Buck Wild morning show. That wasn't you?
March of 2000 is when the Star and Buck Wild show launched.
Okay.
Hot 97.
I got my years wrong. I'm born in 91, man. So I was 9 years old then. I was 9 years old.
Thank you,
I was listening to you in the back of my parents' car. Have a good one, man. Take care.
March of 2000 is when the Star and Buck Wild show launched on Hot 97. Why do people always say, yo, I used to hear you in the 90s? I was in Crown Heights in the 90s. Hold on a second. I started writing for The Source magazine in January of 1995. I was Buck Wild, the writer. And then I turned it into Star and Buck Wild. Guys, please check out my sponsor, www.dollpimp.com. They're going to send me a sample, and we are going to set up a giveaway on that website, www.dollpimp.com. George, if you're out there, just whatever bullet points you have, let me know what you guys want to do, and we're going to send the traffic to dollpimp.com. I'm going to recommend that some of you guys take a chance. This is the future anyway. Don't be ashamed. Elon Musk is already, dating synthetic life forms. I was talking about this long before him. Now, since he's talking about it, you're emailing me, yo, shit is real. So we're going to send you to www.dollpimp.com. And we'll take it from there, okay? Someone sent me a Zelle donation. Thank you so much. Hey, Evelyn. Evelyn, are you on the line? Where's Evelyn? I enjoy talking to her. What area code? Oh, man. I try to... Oh, wait a minute. Wait, before I... Janet, is that you tapping in late night? Janet.
Hey, Star. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm just relaxing.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you tapping in. It's late night. I'm technically on vacation, but I wanted to address Diddy and Cassie. They were junkies in a tumultuous relationship. Your thoughts, Janet?
Well, I think that Diddy has been a victim of the government. I believe that he got on drugs. From what you're saying and what everybody was saying from his past, he didn't do these type of drugs until he got hurt. Right? That opioid thing, right? So that opioid things where they let these doctors run loose with it and get everybody addicted to, right? And they didn't have any control over it. And then all of a sudden in 2010, 2014, they tried to get a hold on it and cut everybody off. So, other people went to other things like meth or cocaine. It's a story that's all across the United States. Right. It's nothing new. Right. He was a victim of it. So, and I don't believe that Cassie is as innocent as she is, because if she's living in New York and she's running with these high-profile people, she had to be exposed to some type of drugs. Now, I don't know if she ever took them, but I'm quite sure that she was aware that they did exist. So I don't see no place whereas she was the victim. I think she was a participant in this. And I think the co-conspirator should have been her. But they are saying they are still investigating to find co-conspirators. So how are you on trial and the only things that you have as co-conspirators are name of enterprises? Now, I know you could use an enterprise as a person because of the donation stuff for the political parties, but as a RICO, as an entity, how are you doing that? You have no other people. You can't be investigating while the trial is going on for somebody else to blame. The only co-conspirator in this thing that you have with Diddy is Cassie.
Okay.
And as far as the freak-offs are concerned, I was reading.
Well, hang on a second, Janet, because you do great research. For those who don't know, Janet has sent me many sources when I'm talking about these topics, and I appreciate her. Okay, so what you've said, I'm agreeing with you with regards to how you laid it all out. But now, was Cassie subpoenaed to testify, or did she willingly take the stand? Did she work out a deal? Because I have not really paid attention to the transcripts. I'm just catching up. How did she wind up on the stand after already taking the money from Diddy?
See, so here's the thing. The only subpoena she got was from Puffy for her bank records.
Okay.
It don't say anything about the government subpoenaing her for a witness. Not that I have found. It may be something there, but I have not found that.
Okay.
I did find that he wanted her bank records. Now, why did he want her bank records? And so all of a sudden, she don't have to give up her bank records.
Right.
So she needs to show her bank records. Okay. And then my third thing is, with these freak-offs, I think that those freak-offs was some type of voodoo, hoodoo, or Mexican or Filipino thing that she taught him, because all his body fluid is a way of dominance. You know, I was reading about it, and with like this urine thing, this stuff is real. People do this. And then he was talking about the stuff that he was like rubbing on his nipples. That's a transferring of power. Okay. Now, where did he learn that at? He didn't learn that in New York. Where did he learn these rituals from? These were rituals. These were religion rituals. Now, if these are religion rituals that they were doing,
religious.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Star. Right. Then Puffy becomes a political prisoner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He becomes a political prisoner. If they could introduce that these freak-offs were something that she taught him how to transfer power, because he wanted power and he was so messed up in the mind because the government allowed these opiates to run free like they did to crack. Then he becomes a political prisoner now. He's not the aggressor. He's the real victim here.
Let me jump in here for a second, Janet. Has Diddy ever gone to rehab? You go to rehab.
Well, I don't know if he ever went, but it's a whole bunch of writing that he sent her, so he knew it was a problem. So he was trying to fight this. Maybe she was the vehicle that drove him to these.
Maybe she was the demon, and he said, "Listen, you go to rehab, and I'll give you some money. You're dangerous. I've got to figure this out, and I can't figure it out until you're out of the picture."
Exactly, Star. Exactly.
I'll give you 100,000 if you go to rehab, you fucking demon.
Mm-hmm. And that's why she was like texting him. You see that she was taking the initiative, and she was like, "Well, I just wanted to please her." No, you wanted to pull.
I can't shake you. I'll give you 150,000. Please go to rehab so I can sober up and try to figure this shit out.
Thank you.
I'm gonna kill somebody.
I think that's.
I'm gonna kill somebody. Anyway, Janet, do you know the whole Kid Cudi relationship? I mean, I didn't do all the research. What's going on with Kid Cudi?
Well, I heard something about him catching a car on fire, but my whole thing is, if she was able to date other people, then she wasn't being held. She wasn't being held against her will. She had dated several other people, so that shows right there you weren't being held against your will, and you wasn't afraid. No. I think Diddy is a victim of her.
Bingo! I've been saying this. He was in love. Love, right. As they used to say back in the days, love is the point of selflessness. I care about you more than I care about myself. I hope I'm never in love again. I haven't been in love since the 80s. I don't ever want to be in love again. Janet, go ahead and land your plane. Okay. I appreciate you.
I think in 2012, when he did that overdose, it wasn't an overdose on cocaine. It was on them pills, those painkillers. Yeah. And I think that was his weakness. And I think she was like, "Well, I'm going to make you strong. These are things you do. You have to absorb other people's strong energy." And that's why they always picked out them big muscle, the darker, the better, the more muscle, the more bigger. And that's what she was saying.
I wouldn't know about that, but hey.
And you transfer. I'm talking about the voodoo hoodoo thing. I don't know if it's some kind of Mexican or Filipino thing that I don't know about, some type of root work. Okay. But I think that's what's going on.
Thank you, Janet. Okay. Thank you.
All right, 99.
Area code 703. Thank you for your patience. We're discussing the trial and Cassie's testimony. Are you there? 703.
Salute. Yes. Salute. This Cash Bags with you, calling from Northern Virginia.
Hey, what's up, man? Good to hear from you.
Hey, salute. Thank you for taking the call, man. I mean, my thoughts, just to sum them up and real quick for you, man. Look, we gotta realize something. Of course, we know, like, the rest of your callers are talking about, these people have drug problems, right? They had drug problems. And me being and seeing this and being around the block just like yourself, I'm about 44 years old, so I've witnessed and been there. You know what I'm saying? All that. So what they have to realize, and people have to realize, when people are coming down off these drugs, just like how many times, you know, Puffy would say, hey, look, man, I'm not into it right now, or, you know, he breaks away. You know, when they're coming down off any opiates, cocaine, whatever it may be, Molly, people get irritated, right? So this is where the agitation comes from, and this is where the ruckus comes from, and this is where they have those disputes and those fights. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the dude could have been just waking up, you know what I'm saying, coming off like 2-night freak off, you know, and he ain't got nothing in his system. He's agitated, and she wants some more, you know, so she wants some more drugs. Yeah. They're having an argument, you know what I'm saying? And here we go. You know, she leaves the hotel room. She's like, yo, Slim, I'm going to go find my own stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And wham, bam, body slam. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm just telling you what I know, you know, and they keep on comparing them to Ike and Tina. It was more like Cheech and Chong. You know what I'm saying? Let's be realistic. You know, at the end of the day, they were feeding off. I mean, she was feeding off of his money to support her habit, and he just introduced her to the thing like as like you know as
Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you. How do we know he introduced her to the drugs? Did she testify to that on the stand? I don't know all of the transcript information. Did she say he introduced me to coke? Did she say that?
No. You actually have a point. Excuse me. Let me correct myself. Socially, you know, he introduced her to the freak off. Like, yo, look, you know, this is what you do to loosen up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would assume that's what we gathered, right? You know, this is what we use to loosen up for the freak off.
But hold on one second, sir. Hold on one second. She said,
yeah, go ahead.
She said he introduced me to this world of freaking. She said that.
Well, she said that he gave me these drugs so I can be more. I can be more in a relaxed atmosphere.
I got that, but I'm just trying to be precise here. I'm not trying to say what you're saying does not have validity. Did Troll Babies? Did Cassie say on the stand? Did he introduce her to cocaine? Did he introduce her to the freak offs? You know, she may have had her own version of freaking. Again, she was already in the industry. She was with Ryan Leslie, an older man. So it's not like she was some virgin, if you will. But I'm just trying to be precise.
Well, so I mean, if we're gonna be precise, yeah, let's hit the nail on the head then. So 2 years later, down the relationship, that's where they're at with it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, look, this is what you want to try this freak off thing, you know, with the bringing people into our bedroom. She was cool with it, so that's what they ended up doing. Just to be, you know, on your lane. So when that happened, of course, that's when he started bringing in the drugs into the room. Like, yo, look, you know, this will help us go longer. You know what I'm saying? As in, you know, from 3 hours to a day, from a day to 2 days. You see what I'm saying? And that's where the drugs got introduced into the atmosphere, into the circle. You see what I'm saying? I'm giving you just like what you want the fact.
Can I jump in?
Hit you off with the raw. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Can I jump in? You know, he may have loved her to the point where he had to admit to himself, I cannot fulfill your sexual desires. However, I will assist you and I will be there for you. I will make sure no one hurts you. She may have said to him, hey, old nigga, I like you, but you're not hitting the bottom in the pussy.
Right.
You're not finding the G spot, old nigga. Thus the reason why, hang on. Thus the reason why they then started freaking to the extent where he then said, okay, I'll get what you need. I cannot rip it out the frame. I'll get you.
I see what you're saying.
Hang on. I'll get you some drugs. I'm never gonna be that guy to pound the pussy for 20 minutes. That ain't me, baby girl. But I'll help you. And then stay with me. And then she starts getting out of control with this shit, calling people behind his back, you know. And then telling him later on, listen, I had to go get a couple of other niggas to rip the anus apart, pause, you know. And but I love you, old nigga. Go ahead.
Hey, you know what, man? I ride with you in that car. That's 110%. I couldn't have said it any better. You know what I mean? You hit it right on the head. But like you said, I mean, look, she just took it and ran with it. He couldn't knock the bottom out. I mean, he was on that blue magic. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't do nothing with it. It was just too much for him. He couldn't handle the business. So yes, you know, and she took it and she ran with it. And then in the end of the day now, when she left and the stars went down and the light turned on, you know, it's just like, yo, hold on, man, we ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? She's with this broke dude. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't got the bread that Puffy had. So how we gonna cash out? Number two, how we gonna have a coach?
She's with the broke trainer who is long dicking her. He is hitting the bottom. And that's why.
But he ain't got them long pockets.
Right. And that's why we got the fucking the complaint, pardon me, for $30 million, because the guy who was ripping this shit out the frame said, "Hey, I love you. You're a whore, but we're broke.
Yeah.
Do something about it, bitch." Go ahead, land your plane. Go ahead, land your plane.
Hey, look, man. In the end of the day, this is all a scam to me. It's a damn shame that they're using the system, especially the feds, the federal system that has a 98.5. And I'm not proud of it, but I've been in the feds. And for the feds to even be involved in some shit like this, you know what I'm saying? To me, you know, for them to even pick up a case like this, because usually they only pick up slam dunks. Yeah. If it's not a Shaquille O'Neal slam dunk, it ain't happening. And this ain't no Shaquille O'Neal slam dunk, homie. You know what I mean? Like that's just what I see.
Well, sir, the old nigga got sloppy. Thank you for your call.
So, I'll see you later.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Yeah. Diddy got old and sloppy. Most of my girlfriends have left me. You've heard me say this before. I'm fully functional. I've never had a problem, you know, getting it up. I've never taken Viagra, Cialis. Don't need none of that shit. I'm just stingy with the dick, you know? I'm not pounding a pussy for 20 minutes, helping you find your G-spot, you know? Yes, I'll put your ankles behind your neck. But I don't want to work up a sweat. Turn the AC on. It's too hot in here. I'm one of them niggas. Can I get amen in the live chat? It's too fucking hot. Turn the goddamn AC on. King Walker got your donation. He says Tori's dad is full of shit. Okay, well. He's a father, man. I can't hate on him for being a father, man, and speaking up on behalf of his son. I can't hate on that, man. Did I pick up 516 or 561? Hold on a sec. I thought I saw. Wait a minute. Wait. Area code 440. Is that who I think it is? Late night.
Доброй ночи, старик. Как дела?
Boris, how are you, man? Good to hear from you.
I'm good, star. I wanted to ask you, I can talk about the Knicks, I can talk about Cassie,
well,
whatever you want.
Never mind the Knicks, because I think the Most High is in the queue. I want to talk to him about the Knicks. Cassie testifying, Diddy on trial. What do you think? First week, what do you think? Boris, are you there?
Basura.
Okay,
we're going to call her Cassie Basura, Cassie Garbage, because she is a vile, defiant, talentless woman. You know, in the beginning, I still do not condone anything that Diddy did. However, the more information was released, the more I saw that she is a highly manipulative and conniving woman. Star, a lot of the emails from their early years together were released. Mm-hmm. She was into it. She said, I can handle freak-offs. She was very much into it. Yeah. She wanted to initiate it. The thing that I have a problem with is that she can play both sides of the fence. Mm-hmm. When she wants to please him, I did it because I loved him. I did not want to disappoint him. But then he shows her concern as well, because there was one email in which Diddy said, "Do you want to stop with the free costs?" She was about to say yes, and then she said no. She backpedaled. You know what I'm saying? She was complicit. What was that?
No, go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
She was complicit in everything. She is, you know how the saying goes, Star. The prettier the woman, the bigger the headache.
Yeah.
She is very exotic looking. She looks very good, but she comes with a lot of problems. She is a bed hopper. She went from from Ryan Leslie to Diddy, to Kid Cudi, to Alex Fine, her husband now. Star, do you know that in 2018, when she dated her husband, she was still smashing Diddy. She was still engaging in free calls. She claimed that he...
Hang on a second, Boris. I'm going to jump in because, most of us already have, not all of us, but most of us already have the opinion that she was a willing participant, and she was of age. We're not talking about a 15-year-old or 14-year-old. So what now with everything that you've said and other people have said and what I've said? What now? How does Diddy fight this? Does he now take the stand in his own defense, or does he just let it all play out? What are your thoughts on how Diddy should move from here after Cassie's testimony?
I think that it will be incredibly difficult for the prosecutors to find him guilty on trafficking charges. He will do, like I told you in the last call, he will do time, but they're not going to throw the book at him, because many of the jury members are finding holes in her story. Even the AUSA that was questioning her, he told her that he asked her, what happened to you when he assaulted you? She said that, he finished inside her, and then she voluntarily, which is the key word, voluntarily went and engaged in sexual relations with him, all while still seeing Alex Fine, her current husband. So she has many holes in her story, and it looks like she engaged in activities in which she later regretted. Nobody is condoning Diddy. Nobody is saying he is not a sexual deviant, he's not a sick person. We all know that. He is very, very deviant. However,
I want to put something on the table, Boris. With regards to his defense, I think, this may be a stretch, I think he should take the stand. And as an older man, I think he should cry. I think he should talk about falling in love with a younger woman, losing himself. I think if he can take his ego out of the equation and speak about not being able to sexually fulfill her needs, her young, hungry needs, he may stand a chance. I don't know if he's erectile dysfunction. I don't know if he has erectile dysfunction, but if he does, that would be a great way to say, I couldn't satisfy her. I had to bring these other people in. What do you think about that, Boris?
I heard that your theory is plausible. I heard somewhere that he did have these issues in getting it up. That's the reason he was in the corner. Yes, that's the reason why he was in the corner in the bandana.
Whoa.
He did not want... Yes, he was sitting in the corner, covering his face with a bandana, and she was in a red wig with red pumps.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Hold on, Boris. Troll babies. I'm just rambling here. Any truth to Diddy having erectile dysfunction? Oh, someone says I agree with Star. Yeah, I mean this. Go ahead. You were saying, Boris. Boris, I need you to land your plane so I can get the most high in here and then take my break, please.
Yes. Basically, what I'm trying to say, in this encounter that he had, in one encounter, he was sitting in the corner and he assaulted her because he wanted her to finish when Diddy told her to finish. And then she claimed that the S worker saw her being assaulted. And in typical Cassie fashion, she went to the S worker to be consulted. They started to, do their thing, and then Diddy got off to that. What I'm trying to say is you see a pattern here, that she is a very loose woman.
Yeah.
She goes from one bed to another, so you cannot trust such a woman's word. You're not saying that she did not endure pain, of course.
Morris, I have to take other calls, man. Great to talk to you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Yes, thank you. Let me say this before I bring in the Most High, who I do want to talk to about the Knicks. The Most High, sit tight, sir. You're up next. I know it's fashionable, it's cool to say, oh, he's a cuck. Well, being a cuck is not such a bad thing. When you look at the percentage of guys, whatever color you might be or lack thereof, who you get up in the pussy, you blast off inside the pussy, and then your life is fucked for 18 years, if not more. Being a cuck ain't such a bad thing. Can I get an amen from anybody who has just sat there and watched your girl or whoever get smashed? You avoid any type of charges or anything. I've already told my story. Me back in the days, I want you in those heels, those clear heels, doing what you do. You stand over there or get in the bed or, just whatever. Just keep a little distance. I can even say that I've always been selfish to the point where I didn't even want to take the chance of getting some of the girls pregnant. Called me an elitist. You're hot as fuck, but you're a low life. I don't want you having my baby. I'm going to skeet on your legs. Skeet, skeet, skeet. I'm going to skeet on your chest. Skeet, skeet, skeet. You niggas talking like being a cuck is a bad thing. You're the main ones out here paying a bitch. The Most High, good to hear from you, sir. Please tell me where the Knicks are. Are they going all the way?
Peace, Star. I'm gonna say like this to all my fellow Knicks fans,
yes, sir.
And not the delusional ones. We got 9 more wins. 9 more wins. Okay. I'm not going for the second round. We up on Boston. We was up 3-1. The memes and the celebrations was crazy. And fans don't have a sense of history, not knowing that the Knicks haven't won a championship since the year I was born. So, we need to calm down a little bit. The last time we was in the chip was 99. I think that was a lockout year, and we lost to the Spurs that year. So, let's not act like we have a. You know what? New York is. Sometimes New Yorkers think New York is the bomb or whatever. I ain't want to curse, but just because we from New York, our teams, our professional teams, haven't done nothing in a long time outside of the Giants and outside of the Liberty. I mean, come on, the Liberty. We you know what I'm saying?
Yankees,
we holding that down.
Yankees, the most Major League Baseball World Series. Yankees.
Star, the Yankees is delinquent since 2000 though. So you see what happened last year too.
Listen, I you know sports better than I do, modern sports. But listen, even if the Yankees don't win for another decade, you cannot say you can't say the organization is trash. They have spent the money over the decades, and that's what we respect about them. But let's go back to these Knicks for a second. Where are they in the playoffs? So who do they have to face now? What is their position, and is everybody healthy? The Most High.
So everybody looks healthy in the playoffs. Everybody has, bumps and bruises, whatever the case is. Boston just lost Jason Tatum for the rest of the playoffs to a ruptured Achilles. So that didn't seem to stop them 2 nights ago when they beat the Knicks in Boston without him, and they blew the Knicks out. So my thing is this. As a Knicks fan, I'm realistic. I know my basketball. The Knicks have not won a blowout game in the playoffs as of yet. Every game against Detroit was close. Basically, they haven't played well the whole playoffs. They've been able to come back in the fourth quarter and the second half in these games that they have won in the playoffs.
So I give them that. They show resilience. I give them that.
But hang on a second. The Most High, for those who don't pay attention, where are the Knicks now in the playoffs? For those who just are bandwagon people, where are they?
The Knicks are up 3-2 against the Boston Celtics in the second round of the NBA Eastern Conference second round of the playoffs. If the Knicks win on Friday, they will play the Indiana Pacers in the conference finals. The Indiana Pacers knocked the Knicks out last year in the second round. So the Knicks should have all the inspiration and motivation to get that lick back, pause, and, you know what I'm saying, go back at it with the Indiana Pacers, no Reggie Miller, and actually, Star, this should be the easiest road or path to the finals that the Knicks have ever had. So if they beat the Celtics, the Indiana Pacers is not an elite team. And in my opinion, I think they caught fire during the playoffs, and they caught a half-injured Cleveland Cavaliers team, but they're not an elite NBA team. They were not one of the projected favorites to win the finals this year, early preseason. So, you know, the Knicks could win this series and have the easiest path to win a chip in 50 years if they actually close it out. But if they fail, they need to blow the whole team up.
If they fail, is it fair to say they're just a trash organization? And
it's a whole fact. Yeah. It's a whole fact. It's a whole fact. So, but again, and let me clarify also too. Let me clarify also that the Yankees won in 2009. So the last chip wasn't in 2000. It was in 2009 against the Philadelphia Phillies. Yeah. So let me just clarify that. But anyway, yeah, Star, for real, Knicks fans is very delusional, over celebratory, all that. We got 9 more wins. If not, it don't count. It's New York. We got to stop settling, stop acting like, you know, we the best. We celebrate the best. We gonna hurt the other fans and whatever, smack them around. All that's cute, is funny and all that. Right. But at the end of the day, if we're talking about basketball and actually accomplishing things, it's just time for the Knicks to really bear down and prove themselves. This is it. You could win a chip on a humble right now. So there's nobody, even in the West, even in the Western Conference. I don't think OKC, Denver, any of the teams remaining are that much better than the Knicks. That if the Knicks face them in the finals, if they do make it, that, you know, the Knicks should be it should be 50-50 favorites and 50-50 in terms of who will win the finals. There's no elite teams left in the playoffs. The Knicks have as good a chance as anybody. They're up 3-2. They have a chance to close it out tonight at home in the Garden. If they can't do it, I don't even know what to say.
Okay. I appreciate you, man. Great to hear from you, the Most High.
Peace, Lord.
Yes, sir. Peace. Let me go to area code 951. Hey there. Thank you for your patience. We're talking about a few topics. Are you up to speed? Area code
Yes.
951.
Yes, I am, Star. How you doing?
Hey.
This is Evelyn.
Hey, Evelyn. Hey, I don't know your number, darling. You sent in a donation earlier, and I thank you. You can just email me sometime and say, hey, I'm on the line, area code such and such.
Okay, I just be enjoying the show, though. You know, I'm you don't see this number because this is my home phone number.
Okay, I appreciate you. Where do you want to start, Evelyn?
I just wanted to say that Diddy has several things working against him before this even got started up with Cassie. Okay. He's got karma that's working against him from his other baby mamas. He's got colorism because he don't want to be dark-skinned. He have always said in his interviews, if we go back to his interviews, that they always told him that he needed to get somebody that was light-skinned, that could sing good, and this, that, and the other. And then, remember, when J-Lo and him got into that little mess at the club, she dropped him like a hot potato. And he never got over that. So Cassie was a replacement for that.
Bingo.
But then then Cassie, she was a social climber. Ryan Leslie is somebody in the industry, but not like Diddy. Everybody knows who Diddy is. She felt like he could make her more of a star. Yeah. So that's why she went on and got with him. Even though Ryan Leslie could have went on and hooked her up with some people and made her a star as well, and she might have not had to go through all these things that she say that she didn't want to do. But one moment you want to do it, and one moment you don't. You got one foot in and one foot out. Come on, girl. And how much older is Diddy from Ryan Leslie or Ryan Leslie from Diddy? Do you know, Star?
I forgot. I mean, I can Google it, but I don't know offhand. But
I mean, aren't they in the same like generation? Maybe.
You know what? I'll Google it while you're talking. I like for you to talk. Go ahead. I'll Google Ryan Leslie's
Okay.
age. Go ahead.
And if Ryan Leslie is in the same generation with Diddy, she was already messing with older men. It's not like, this is something out of her league. She know where she going and what she doing. Okay. She wanted that stardom, and she was willing to do anything for it. And some people are willing to do anything for stardom. A lot of people, just like Suge Knight said,
Hold on a second. Can I jump in, Evelyn? According to Wikipedia, Ryan Leslie is 46 years of age. And according to Wikipedia, Diddy is 55. Now, I don't know the full details, but I've always heard that Diddy somewhat threatened Ryan Leslie. I don't know if he smacked fire out of him. That I don't know. But, Cassie was already up and running, so it's not like she was some, just a wholesome girl oblivious to everything that was going on. Go ahead.
Okay. And why did you continue on even doing anything with these so-called escort men when Diddy wasn't even there? Why were you calling him?
He's a freak.
How come you didn't let him call him?
He's a freak. Yeah.
If he
not just knee deep, she was totally deep when she did the freak with me. Never missing a beat. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm rambling. Go ahead, Jen. Go ahead, Evelyn.
You know you're wrong for that, Star.
Come on, Evelyn.
But and let me tell you the other people. He do have the liquor company on him. Matter of fact, they might have backdoored him with this. Yeah. They might have got Cassie on with this. They might have even got to the so-called husband that was the trainer that Diddy was paying for in the first place.
Yeah.
So this could all be in a roundabout way. But like one of your callers said, this is not a federal case. This is really, I don't even see where it might be a small misdemeanor case in state at a local level. I don't see. She did get that beating in the hotel, which I don't know why she just laid there like that. She should have picked up something.
Evelyn, can I jump in?
One upside
Can I jump in?
Uh-huh.
Was it a beating or was it a retaliatory necessity? I'm in the shower. I'm in the bathroom. Here you come throwing something on me. I can't even see. You tried to kill me, bitch, and then you ran. Bitch, where are you? He ran out of the room with the towel. I don't know, where you've been in terms of old relationships, but you tried to kill me, bitch. I'm in the bathtub, and you tried to throw a in a hotel, some type of toaster or something in here to shock me to death, bitch. I'm gonna kill you. And then he runs behind her. We still don't know what he was saying when he was, putting hands on her in the hallway, right? We don't know what he was saying.
That's true. But where he messed up at, as far as that goes, is doing that video telling her he was sorry.
Yes.
If you going to tell somebody you sorry, tell them at the signing when y'all signing for these checks at the lawyer's office. When you gave her money, what she wanted, you should have just said, I'm sorry. You should have never made no video and putting it on TV and all this and that. Because that makes you look, even if you're not, that makes you look very guilty.
Well, what does that prove? That proves he's not a pimp. That proves he blew his cool. Could be a trick, a sucker for love. He made the video. I'm not mad at him for making a video apologizing. Some guys can do that. Some guys can't. Some guys can say, bitch, fuck you, and everything you love, bitch. Bitch, die. Die. He ain't that type, right? He ain't that type.
That's true. But I'm just saying to the public, you know, do what you say, what you want to say, and do what you want to do behind closed doors. You was already paying her the money. You didn't have to even do no video. You told her enough when you gave her. You put her up. She was always a social climber. Y'all thought she thought that she was using him. He thought he was using her. They was both using each other.
Junkies.
And it just turned out to be a big old mess for him. But the thing about it is, Diddy, you had more to lose. See, that's what people don't do. Get you somebody that's got just as much to lose as you do.
Evelyn,
or that's been down with you for years.
If I can jump in, Evelyn, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. But in that industry, if you're not a strong-willed man, you will fall victim to those younger girls, always up in your face, smiling, you know, wanting you to put them on. Everybody can't be the cold-hearted man who's, you know, who can just say, nah, I ain't with that, or, you know, I wish you all the best, you know. And he got caught up. And let me just ask you this, you know, did the old nigga get got?
Yes.
Yeah.
And for a lot of money, not just that money that he gave her. I'm talking about years and years of money that he could have still been making.
Yeah. Yeah.
He still got a little baby that he got to take care of, don't he? And his other daughters and kids, they not really, I mean, just because you 18 that or 19 or 20, you're not still really grown. Right. You still need your mother and your father to push you on and help you make your way.
I disagree with that, but, you know, I hear you.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think you still need your parents after 18?
Fuck no.
Oh my God. I do. I was so happy. You know,
you're
that my parents.
You're a classy. You're a classy girl, Evelyn. Let me just say that. But no, sometimes you got to get away. You got to get out there and see what you're made of. But go ahead and land your plane. I appreciate everything you've said, Evelyn. Land your plane.
Okay. Well, Star, I don't really have anything else to say except for I hope that, you know, they don't try to just go on and wash Diddy, because he haven't. This is just the evidence right here, unless it's something more, something with some underage girls, or he was doing some drug transactions or something like that. This is not a federal case, and they need to go head on and cut it.
All right.
Because this is a waste of time.
Great to talk to you, Evelyn.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
Good night. Area code 215. Good morning. Are you there? Late night 215. We're talking about Cassie testimony, Diddy trial.
Mr. Terrain, how you feeling tonight? I hope you're enjoying your vacation.
Yeah, man. I'm here.
Okay, so picture this, okay? You have a married couple, and this is pertaining to the Diddy trial.
Okay.
Have a married couple. Guy makes $80,000 a year, eligible for a quarterly bonus. Quarterly bonus might be $3,000 each quarter. His wife does not enjoy certain sexual activities, but she says to him, listen, you get that bonus. We'll take half of that bonus, do a spa day, go shopping, and I'll do those activities that I don't really like doing, but I'll do them, you know, if you get your bonus. They get divorced, and she says, he forced me to do those things 4 times a year.
Are you talking about yourself, sir? Respectfully, who we talking
I'm saying that's what Cassie is doing. That's what Cassie's doing. Cassie is trying to say he forced her to do things.
I think we pretty much have that, sir. We pretty much got that. But are you up to speed on the testimony? I mean, I want to be as specific as possible.
Okay, so in that testimony, initially I was like, okay, Diddy needs to be under the jail. He's a horrible person. Okay. But then you get these text messages where she says, I want to freak off so bad right now. I will fly to see you anywhere. And it's like, hold on, man.
I think we've got all that, sir. Do you have any type of, with regards to what has been said thus far, any opinion with regards to Diddy's defense or where we are right now? Because you're rehashing what we've already discussed, with all due respect. You're rehashing it. It's late.
Okay, well, I think his best defense is to say, listen, she was willing to do that. She loved me. I loved her.
Thank you, sir. Good night. I thought he was going to educate us. People calling you with analogies and metaphors and all sorts of stuff. Guys, Grand Finale has brand new music out. Please check him out on YouTube. Tell him I sent you. YouTube.com/Grand Finale. He's got some hot new tracks. In my community section is also a link to his YouTube channel. Can we do 1 or 2 more calls? People who have some type of insight, information, update, if you will. Are you there, 718?
I sure am. Hey, Star.
Hey, who am I speaking to?
Come on now. This is Phyllis from Brooklyn. Come on. Listen.
Darling, I don't know you. I don't know you, with all due respect.
Well, we had a talk a long time ago. Baby,
I don't remember, respectfully. Where do you want to go?
Respectfully. We talked about this prior to this getting to this point, where we were talking about, where I brought about the point that Mr. Combs was going to need some serious medical intervention if they brought him in because of these substance abuses.
Okay.
Those have been discussed in detail in this courtroom. There's been a whole litany of substances that the two of them have used together. You asked a question earlier about whether or not Mr. Combs had introduced her to many of these substances. According to her testimony, she was doing these substances with her friends.
Whoa! Stop right there. Stop right there. That's the information I was looking for. Say that again. According to Cassie's testimony.
Come on.
Come on.
She was doing multiple substances with her friends.
Before Diddy.
Oh.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. When I first started this show, I was speaking about someone, a friend of mine, an associate, a power player in the old bad boy empire, a check writer. And we all used to hang out back in the days, some of the more fancier eateries back in those days. And Puffy went by Puffy back in those days. He wasn't into coke. I never even saw him drink alcohol. So I was wondering, where did all this cocaine, usage, where did it come from? Where did it start? Do you have any information with regards to Kim Porter possibly introducing him to coke? When did that stuff start with him?
I didn't hear any of that in the testimony. I don't know where it started. You said just a couple of minutes ago you want to get into some facts.
Okay.
I love getting into the facts of things. I don't want to be into feelings.
Come on.
So she was already into the substances.
Makes sense.
There's a couple of things that they discussed in terms of violence that he committed towards her friends.
Okay.
And I'd like to go into that for one brief moment.
Please.
There's an incident where she's supposed to be getting ready to pack so they can go to some premiere or some event of some kind. And she and the friends had been doing, I'm not into substances. I don't know. They had a whole bunch of names.
It's okay.
Blue something, ketamine. Yeah, they were naming all these things. And so she was supposed to be packing and she wasn't. And he came over. She was sleeping on the couch. Some friends was, and this is in her apartment. Friends were sleeping about, and in he comes in and he rushes in and he's getting ready to pounce on her, beat her up, XYZ. And he then takes her friend, Banna, and grabs her, because they have now jumped on him, grabs her, and he hangs her over the balcony of her 17th floor apartment. There was an incident where she's there with her another time, where she's there with her very dear friend, Kerry Morgan, friend for 17 years. Friend was heavy into the substances as well. They're getting ready to get high, to get lit. He comes in. He gets angry. He sees them doing these substances. He pulls out a hanger and goes after the head of her friend and begins to beat her down and assault her.
Can I jump in, please? Can I jump in, please?
Go ahead.
Okay. You know, he may have fallen very hard for her. Hard. And as you just said, and I believe you, she's already into these drugs and the horse tranquilizer. One of those drugs that you mentioned is a horse tranquilizer. So she's into this stuff. He comes into her apartment, and the person who you said he hung over the balcony, she may have been the dealer. He goes into a love rage, not that it's right. Stop doing these drugs or I'll kill this bitch. I love you. Does that make sense?
Well, not to me.
Come on.
Listen, people under the influence generally don't make sense. Okay? So
okay, I'll do the drugs. Don't leave me. I'll do the drugs that you already do, that you want me to do with you. Okay, I give in. I'll do the drugs. Go ahead.
Yeah, but the reason why because you asked.
Come on.
So this was part of what they do. Even during her testimony, this is what I'm talking about, during testimony, when they were in the midst of a freak-off, and if the substances ran low or they were without, they would ask whoever was within the group who got the last prescription, and then they would call in to this. And mind you, there has been no medical people, doctors, anybody called out thus far, because we are only a couple of days in on who has been doing all this supplying. Okay. But they would call in whoever got the last, the furthest out prescription to bring in more of these substances. So I say all of this because actually Mr. Combs isn't charged with assault or battery. He's not charged with kidnapping. Right. He's not charged with transportation of drugs or giving people drugs. He's not charged with blackmail or anything like that. So I'd like people to just kind of focus on what the charges are, and that is ex-trafficking.
So you said
and so
he is charged with kidnapping.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I'm asking you. Did you say that?
No, he's not.
Okay.
No, and he's not charged with assault or battery. Okay. Even though it was day 3, where we've heard of lots of assaults, beat downs, beat ups, brutal stuff. Okay, not just to her, but to many of the people that she was in company with. Okay. So my thing is, I don't know why the superseding indictment did not include these charges, because she came forward. Now, that was another question. Clear fact in their 10-year, 11-year, up to this very moment, this very day, Ms. Ventura never filed a police complaint about any of this.
Right.
None of it. She even testified that when she was with this, trying to get with Mr. Kid Cudi, she went to her parents' home up in Connecticut for a little bit. And when she was there, her mother was there helping her heal all of her bruises. Mama never filed a complaint. So
is her mother black or white, or is she just?
They say the mother's biracial or something like that. I don't know. The only person thus far that I heard that filed a police complaint when they had been assaulted or witnessed an assault of Mr. Combs was and is the former friend, Kerry Morgan. And today, on the stand, Miss Ventura admitted that there was jealousy that she had towards this friend. She admitted on the stand yesterday that she has a very high level of anger and jealousy in her. She even at one point pulled another woman out of a car to beat her up over Mr. Combs. So
I heard Cassie was about that action.
What did you say, Star?
I heard Cassie was with the shits. She's about that action.
Oh, yes, she is. Oh, she admitted yesterday that the two of them would go at, you got it. So you're talking about a very violent, domestic violence, drug-fueled, bad relationship, super toxic. But I go back to what...
She punched him in his mouth, get him all, crying and shit like that, and then she would fold up like a little chicken wing and pretend he was beating on her.
I don't think it was pretend. I think he was beating her. I think it was mutual, Star.
Can I just say this? I will let you land your plane. I don't know if you have any experience with cocaine usage.
No, sir.
Okay. Someone in the live chat said, Star, you sound crazy. I hope I do sound crazy to you, whoever said that comment, because what I'm describing is coke behavior.
Oh.
Coke behavior. And you just said you have no knowledge of that. And you've already said, and I thank you for bringing this to the table, that Cassie was using all these drugs prior to Diddy. She was probably a lot more experienced with the ketamine and the other horse tranquilizers. What was that other stuff? GHB or something like that. And she knew how to get him riled up, and then how to become an actress, and then thus the reason why he caught did he catch a false imprisonment charge? Do you know?
No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Are you sure?
He's charged.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Listen, the charge is RICO, racketeering. If I may, I'd like to come in with that a little bit, because
come on.
One of your previous calls was absolutely on point.
Okay.
How is it that you have one person charged in a RICO enterprise situation? So let's go back to YSL down there in Atlanta. There was about 30, 40 of these people brought in. At this point, we only have Mr. Combs.
Okay.
And so the question was, well, how did that happen? It's my understanding. Again, I'm reminding you, Miss Ventura never filed a police complaint. She went for a civil suit. She went for economic justice, and she got it. So once she did that, it was the Southern District of New York, Damian Williams, who pursued the criminal charges.
Okay.
I believe what happened here, and some of the other lawyers have talked about this on these other crime and law shows, that Miss Ventura was brought in and they asked her questions. And I believe they did her like they did Grace Jabari, that woman in the Jonathan Majors case, that if she didn't cooperate with them, they would charge her as the co-defendant.
Bingo.
They would bring her in on RICO charges. And so, as odd as it may sound, I believe she's somewhat of a reluctant witness. She's giving stuff, but she's giving the other stuff. And yes, her text messages today were loaded with love messages and, I'll go with you anywhere. You're the best man I've ever had, blah, 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 blah. And so this has kind of wiped out all of the stuff that happened via her testimony yesterday.
If the shoe were on the other foot, they would be accusing him of love bombing. You know, that's a term now. Love bombing. You know that?
Yeah, I've heard that, but
it's a negative term. Love bombing.
It is a negative term, but I think your tag is on point. These people are addicts.
Yes.
They're violent.
Right.
They don't know anything about love.
Right.
But this is an adult man, an adult woman. They do what they want.
Right.
And
the old nigga got gut.
Yeah, and if I may, I'm going to land a flight like this.
Come on.
For months and months, anyone following this story, reading anything about it, hearing anything about it, we heard about a plethora of minors. From opening arguments, we have not heard anything about any minors. We didn't hear it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And in fact, we haven't heard anything about any minors in mainstream press or even on social media platforms.
Yeah. I appreciate you. I thank you for calling in.
Thank you, Star.
Have a
Good
good
night.
night. Bye now.